continue with our class Kosher Kitchen. And we start with Sefer Chofetz Chaim. And now big topic is the same, many type of gossip. And today's topic is Overt and Covert. Okay, so it says, as with other forms of Lashon Hara, Halachah does not differentiate between rechilus, that is said explicitly, or merely inferred. A statement in which names are omitted are still rechilus if the listener can deduce the identities of the people involved. Also, it is forbidden to communicate rechilus through the body motion, sign language, and any other means. Likewise, it is forbidden to make available written or recorded material if awareness of the contents could create ill feelings between the individuals. Okay, so let's do it again, and we're going to explain. So, rechilus is a gossip, right? As with other forms of Lashon Hara, Halachah does not differentiate between rechilus that is stated explicitly or merely inferred. So it doesn't matter you say you mention the name or not. So if other person can understand it, you're talking about group of the people. So by your description, whatever you said, they can deduce who you're talking about, right? Or a person would find out later on with ease. A statement in which names are omitted is still rechilus if the listener can deduce the identity of the people involved, or I guess even ask. Also forbidden to communicate rechilus through the body motion, so like or something like that's right. They ask you a question and you roll up your eyes. Guess what? They understood that nothing is good. Okay, that's obvious. Okay, sign language. Sure. Okay, something. So they understood. Or other means. It could be written or recorded, doesn't matter. So all of these are considered to be forbidden. And the main point is that it's going to create ill feelings between people. Right? That's the main bottom line. Doesn't matter how a person communicates it. All right, stop here. Any questions on what we said? Okay, no problem. So we continue. So we are 1 second. We are book number 4 is and our topic is it's a general topic, food prepared by a non-Jew. So now we continue with this more ashkafa than halacha. Actually, it's a mixture, which is very useful to, and very educational to understand how it's all developed, right? Because many of the things work added by Chazal. It's not by simple people, right? Not I apologize. It was not by Torah, by HaShem, but HaShem gave Chazal this authority to develop Torah and be partners in Torah and create all of the needed barriers. Okay. So next section is the topic is a prohibition against Pas Akum and Bishul Akum. Okay. And it says two of the prohibitions of Chazal established to prevent intermarriage, and those Pas Akum and Bishul Akum, bread baked and food cooked by a non-Jew. So Pas Akum is the bread, and Bishul is the cooking in general. Okay. Chazal understood that sharing food brings people together and causes feelings of kinship. Right, that's a problem. Eating a non-Jewish food may initiate relationships and may, if unchecked, lead to intimate relationships and eventually intermarriage. If I eat non-Jewish food, he will. I'm not sure. If I eat a non-Jewish food, he will in time invite me to his home. Oh, okay, that's the thing. Okay, our families will meet and become close to one another. This can lead to intermarriage, which will lead to forsaking Judaism. We find the reference to this in the Torah. It says Shmos 34 verses 15 and 16. And for the non-Jew will invite you, and you will eat from his slaughtering. You will take his daughters as a wife, and your sons and his daughter will stray after their gods. So that's what HaShem says. That's like guaranteed, right? And mislead your sons after their gods. That's if you eat this food cooked by non-Jew, it's going to be the outcome, right? And as we explained last time, sometimes people say, "I eat a piece of their bread, I'm going to intermarry." And you're normal, yeah, absolutely. So, and we said not everybody is going to intermarry because of this, but there is big possibility even one person is too much. As we explained this we gave this example about shofar, right? Even one person in all of the generation would carry out shofar in the public domain. Our sages say not worth it. We're going to cancel. We're going to cancel blowing of shofar, the most important mitzvah of Rosh Hashanah. We're going to cancel, right? So nobody would desecrate. So needless to say here, the chances are much bigger, right, for people going astray. Okay, so let's do this from the beginning of this paragraph and we explain. Two prohibitions that Chazal established to prevent intermarriage, and those of Pas Akum and Pas Bishul Akum, right? So Chazal established this Pas Akum because, as we explained, bread is the most important food. Like in olden days, as we said, people were very hungry, and compared to olden times, I just learned recently, so people eat bread like 3 times less or something, like a lot less. So used to meal was like mostly bread and plus something else. Now all of the meals, some everything else and plus a little bread. So maybe today people ate like 2 slices, maybe tops, but in olden days 6 to 8 slices, a lot of bread. Okay. Right, and Bishul Akum and Bishul meaning like a different category, all other cooked foods. Okay, continue. Chazal understood that sharing the food brings people together and causes the feeling of kinship. So, and it is true. Just if you think about it, so if you want a customer, right, you want to have a close relationship at your work with the team. So what people do, they go to lunch together. Yeah, like you do all of the work. Let's say you stay behind. They went to lunch together. They did whatever they did, have a good time. They come and there is camaraderie among them, right? So it's like this food, the sharing of the food makes people get closer, right? For sure. So that's and Chazal knew the psyche of the person, and they said absolutely not. For us, it is forbidden because the next step is going to be, right? What? Eating non-Jewish food may initiate relationship and may, if unchecked, lead to intimate relationships. So that's the normal next step. People get closer. They ate, they had in a good mood, and that's it, right? And eventual intermarriage. So one is going to lead to another, guaranteed. If I eat non-Jewish food, I will, at time, invite. He will invite me to his home, right? So usually, of course, they can order a kosher food, for example, even in a place that it's readily available. But it does not enter mind of many people just to order food and ask non-Jew to come and ask Jew to come. So they say we cooked veggie, so we didn't cook meat. So they think if it's no meat and milk, it's already kosher. You understand? So that's. Right. Okay. So, but if you eat one time their food, guess what? Next time they're going to ask you to come, guaranteed. Okay. our families will meet and become close to one another. As we said, usually people do l'chaim a little, drink a little wine or other beverages, intoxicated beverage. They say, well, what's the difference? You're a good person, I'm a good person. You have a good son with a good values. I have a daughter with amazing values, family values. So why didn't they get together? So if you care about Jewish holidays, they can celebrate Jewish holidays. I eat matzah, these crackers that I also like to eat them. Or and then you want to celebrate our holidays. Don't celebrate our holidays. That's fine. We're not going to take offense and stuff like that. And that's how it goes. And person think, yes, they're nice people. I hope, I wish that all of the Jewish people be so nice. You understand? It's terrible, and I lived through this story, unfortunately. Right, even from my extended family. So there is one guy, not religious, and he was brought up in this lefty liberal, with all the colleges and all of this atmosphere, right? And he got in to know this girl. I think she was Italian, right? American Italian. So the extended family on Sunday, I think they have dinners, and all of the extended family comes to the mother and father with the little kids and such a big respect, and they gave him extra portions, and unbelievable. They treated this Jewish guy so he said that's the family that always dreamed. And okay, and sometimes he would get sick, and he said, "You don't understand. They send me portions. They always remember me. They always call me and check how am I and stuff like that." So yeah, you go once and you get very friendly. Okay, unfortunately, he broke up with his girl since then, but he's not married, unfortunately, and he's still lefty liberal. Okay, right. So and then what happened? Families get close together. This can lead to intermarriage, which will lead to forsaking Judaism. That's it. And as we said many times, the more time person sins, even just leaves marriage, not marriage. This marriage is not recognized by Jewish law, but with every sin, person accumulates this klippah, these shells. And even if its shell is very thin, as we explained, it's my personal the way I imagine it, this film on the type of the egg, right? When you break out thin, it's easy. I mean, it's actually it's flexible. It's not so easy to cut, but I mean you need to apply pressure. But if you make this one on top of the other 100 times, it's going to be very tough substance. It's not so easy to get rid of it. You understand? That's the way I see it. This klippah, it's nice and thin. It's first that does not seem like anything, but after so many applications, it's tough, right? So if this person lives with a non-Jew for such a long time, does many sins, so to come back home, it's not such easy thing, right? And we find it in Torah. Let's see again, Shmos 34, and the non-Jew will invite you, and you will eat from his slaughtering, right? Well, what's the problem? He wants to treat us okay, and he would even say, look, you want to kosher your way, you want to do shkita for us, okay, you do shkita, I don't mind. Anyway, I want to learn how the Jews do it. Okay, I just want to see how we're going to help you, this and that, and if you make an opening, if you say that if you make any conditions, guess what? They're going to meet all of the conditions. So never make any conditions. Never explain anything. Understand? That says it is forbidden for us. Period. If you say no, but it's this that, guess what? They're going to fulfill all the conditions. Don't try. Okay, I continue, and you will take his daughters, right, as a wife. So he said, a beautiful wife, right, and for your sons, and his daughters will stray after their gods, right. His daughter will stray after their gods, and mislead your sons after their gods. Guess what? It's only a matter of time when she's going to go to her church, to her idol worshiping place, and she said, "Okay, you don't have to go with me." And guess what? And after a few times, he would go with her, unfortunately. Okay. Continue. Therefore, Chazal felt it necessary to prohibit eating foods baked and cooked by non-Jews. However, there are means by which a Jew may eat these foods, such as when he participates in a cooking process, as will be explained in the following chapter. A Jew may also send foods that he cooked to a non-Jew. Similarly, a Jew may eat together with a non-Jew in a kosher restaurant. Although all these cases may also endanger closeness between them, engender closeness between them, it seems that Chazal assumed that the prohibition of eating non-Jewish prepared food is sufficient to create the desired barrier. An intimate relationship cannot exist if one party declines to eat food prepared by the other. It's very interesting, right? It's very straightforward. So yeah, I mean, unless Chazal would tell it, unless the book tell us like straightforward, it's actually from Shulchan Aruch, right? The people would not understand what is the problem, right? Thus, once it becomes clear to the non-Jew that Jew will not eat his food, even if it is kosher, in the kashrut is not compromised, as barrier is created, right? So let's do this paragraph again, and we're going to explain. So therefore, Chazal felt necessary to prohibit eating foods baked or cooked by a non-Jew. Why? Because this, what we said before, they're going to get close, right? However, there are means by which the Jew may eat these foods. So I mean, for like he's your co-worker, right? He's your client, or right, or you're his client. Okay. Such as when the parties, such as when he participates in the cooking process, meaning that they cook together. So again, it's only in restaurant and only when everything is kosher. So in most of the cases, when Jew participates in a process, it would be only, no, not most, in all of the cases, in a business establishment. Or even if it's in our, it's going to be in our house. It's never going to be in their house, never. Okay. Okay, as will be explained in the following chapters. A Jew may also send foods that he cooked to a non-Jew. There is no problem. You know, there is non-Jewish lady, elderly lady, she is sick, so you can send her portions. Send your daughter and let her deliver. No problem whatsoever. Right? Similarly, a Jew, so I mean, we're not going to come to them to eat their food. Okay. A Jew may also send food that he cooked to a Similarly, a Jew may eat together with non-Jew in a kosher restaurant. So they want to sell, they want to this client relationships, right? Sells a relationship. Yeah, you can take them to a kosher restaurant. Okay, so it's business environment. All Jews around, so okay, so the atmosphere is different, I hope. Although all these cases may also endanger closeness between them, it seems that Chazal assumed that prohibitions of eating non-Jewish food, non-Jewish prepared food, is sufficient to create the desired barrier. So Chazal said, up to here, that's enough of restrictions. Of course, I mean, even if they go to the kosher restaurant, right, they can get close. But I guess because the kosher restaurant is so expensive, I'm just adding, right? How many times you're going to go there, right? And what else? Okay. So and even if you send them the food, so no problem. And if they cook in your house, most likely nothing is going to happen. Okay. So because it's very important. So Chazal and the great vision, they try not to overdo it. So if you overdo with kids, with anybody, so they're going to drop everything. So you do it hard for them. So it's possible, it's allowed but it's very hard. But then at the end they say, who needs that? That's too much. And they would leave it alone. An intimate relation cannot exist if one party declines the food prepared by the other. So meaning there is no closeness. I'm not going to eat your food. Okay, it smells good, delicious, and you bought kosher meat. I'm trusting you. No, there is no problem, but I'm not going to eat it. Okay. Thus, once it become clear to a non-Jew that that the Jew will not eat his food, even kosher is not compromised. Right, the barrier is created. So meaning that's enough, and they're going to leave us alone. Beezrat HaShem. Right, we can be good neighbors, good co-workers, and very caring, and ask about his dog and his mother-in-law. Like there is no problem, right? But still there is a barrier, and barrier again against the intermarriage. Because why? Because it's guaranteed. That is going to lead. Is it in all cases? No, not in all cases, but in some cases it's going to happen. And we see what's going on around the world. Continue. It should be clear that the purpose of these barriers is not that we should be unfriendly, here we go, to our non-Jewish neighbors and acquaintances. We must be sociable and friendly to all people. The Talmud in Kiddushin Torah 3a relates that Rav Yochanan would stand up in honor of elderly non-Jew, and that Abai would greet everyone, even non-Jew he passed on in the street. Okay. One should greet a non-Jewish neighbor upon meeting him in the street. Okay. One should inquire about his health if he was ill, and wish him well when he marries his children. One should offer help to non-Jewish neighbor when she is struggling to carry many packages from her car. That's a different story I'm going to tell you. One should offer one seat in a crowded train to elderly non-Jewish man or a woman. All of these are matters of the basic decency and good manners, not intimate and overly sociable acts. However, under normal circumstances, one should not join a non-Jew in his 4th of July barbecue. This in situation like this, a social, the social contacts that are to be avoided. The following two chapters discuss prohibition of bread baked by a non-Jew and food cooked by a non-Jew. So let's do it. Last chapter. It's an introduction. So one more time, and we're going to explain. It's a lot to add. It should be clear that the purpose of these barriers is not that we should be unfriendly to non-Jewish neighbors and acquaintances. Again, we are friendly, be nice, but there is a barrier, and you have to be very clear. I'm not going to cross this barrier. There is no exceptions. So me personally, when I try, people ask me for exception, this and that. So all the exceptions that I did in the past year, I did few exceptions in my principles, right? And I regretted about all of them, absolutely all of them. Baruch HaShem. So I said to myself, never again. And you understand? So exceptions not good. Just keep the standard. The standard is the best. We must be sociable and friendly to all people. So you say hello, say good morning, smile, and stuff like that. There is no problem. The Talmud relates that Rav Yochanan would stand in honor of elderly non-Jew, right? So that's proper to do, right? Somebody's elderly, you let them go first in I don't know, whatever, right? And plus sometimes for example, you're in line to the cash register, and you see somebody comes with you have a full card, and the person has two items, it's exactly 30 seconds, right? And maybe 1 minute, and he's over. But if he's going to stand behind you, it's going to take him, I don't know, very long time. So, and it's proper, and many times we did it, we offer the person go pay in front of us, people were so happy. They thank us so many times. It's like because of this 1 minute, so like a consideration, like just consider. I mean, for me, 1 minute. Anyway, I'm listening to class, so I do not care. For a minute more, a minute less, I do not care. I don't waste my time. But for that person, like to stand and suffer behind me because I have like full cards, so go ahead, pay. But it's unbelievable. It costs you exactly zero, right? But people appreciate very much. Okay, so Abai would greet everyone on the street. Non-Jews pass on the street, no problem. One should greet non-Jewish neighbors upon meeting him in the street. Okay, no problem. Okay, so as sometimes in the big cities people don't like to greet because the people are strange. Okay, so I mean, if he does not want to greet you, so don't greet them. Okay, we have neighbors, next house neighbors, like one of the apartment downstairs. The lady, I don't know, she never like say hello, like that's what she wants. No problem. His husband is very friendly, right? I mean, I never talked to him more than I don't know, maybe 1 minute, even though we've been living together like as neighbors, I don't know, for 20 years, maybe 25 years, but we always say hello. But she, I don't know, stay away. Okay. One should greet a non-Jewish neighbor, okay, meeting them. One should inquire about his health. If you know somebody was ill, you haven't seen somebody, right? I haven't seen your car, what happened? And he said, I got in a car accident. So now you try to be as short as possible, right? Right, if you wish him well if he marries off his children. One should offer help, right, to the non-Jewish neighbor when she struggles to carry many packages from her car. And there are many stories like that. And when people, a man trying to be nice, right, and they say he saw from the window like that his neighbor is trying to carry all the packages. Her man, I don't know where, her husband, nobody knows where. Like these neighbors, never says hello. So they have 3 cars in the family, or 2, at least 2 cars, not 2, not 3, 2 cars. So husband has a car, and son has a car. Son is, I don't know, in his 20s, right? And she always, I never seen that somebody, one of the not son, not this father, ever deliver the package, like not deliver, but bring the packages from the grocery store. Never. It's her, this lady. She does not drive, but she would like carry in her hands like heavy packages for the whole family, and they have other kids. Unbelievable. You understand? So of course we don't help her. I mean, she's getting from the store. It's very interesting. There were many cases, not many, few cases. I don't want to say many cases. Men try to be nice, cordial, try to help another woman, another neighbor from take packages because he's home. Her husband is not there. He's not there. Nobody cares. He cares, and guess what happened next time? She's going to know that he's at home at this time. She's going to come exactly the same time. They're going to get a few times. The people get very friendly and start an affair. From what? From these packages. Right? So, like, also have to be taken into consideration. One should offer one seat in a crowded train to elderly and non-Jewish woman. Right? So. Right, a man or a woman, that would be proper, right? That's etiquette. All these are matters of the basic decency and good manners, and not intimate the overly sociable acts, right? So meaning these are like normal things, nothing crazy. Then but you understand they're going to like you very much because of this, because that's not what society around them behaves. Nobody cares if your family, this lady family does not care that that she has to schlep all the packages on the 3rd floor or something, right? Guess what? So she would like you very much. So we have to be careful, right? However, under normal circumstances, one should not join non-Jew in the 4th of July barbecue. And people get friendly, they drink extra beer or something, they invite. What's the problem? Okay, you know what? I know you eat kosher, so do your grill, whatever, do your barbecue. Come to us. We're going to sit together. What is the problem? Take your disposable paper plates, right? And you're going to eat from your plate. We're going to eat from our plates. We're going to drink beer. Beer, you told me kosher, right? Beer is kosher. Yeah, beer kosher. So let's stay together. So that's right. And it's not allowed for us to celebrate these holidays. Okay. In this situation, it's like a social contract. It is a social contract, and that ought to be avoided. So, to be cordial, to be nice, no problem. But 4th of July is too much. So, if you have you don't go anywhere, so stay home. Don't go outside. Right. So, like that's what I do, especially my neighborhood. I don't know, like people have nothing to do with their life. Probably youngsters. So they shoot these fireworks. These fireworks, I think it costs a fortune. I don't know how much they burn thousands upon thousands of dollars of this firework. Plus, it's dangerous. Rockets can go like astray. So we try not to go outside. I mean, of course, we go to the mincha, but otherwise, stay away from these crazy people. Okay, like we never home. The following 2 chapters discuss the prohibition bread baked by non-Jew and food cooked by non-Jew. So we finally finished. Not finally. I mean, it was very educational, right? This introduction. So let me know if you have any questions before we continue.
Rabbi?
Yes. Okay. Question, yes.
So, is there any spiritual factor on this sharing of the food that creates the bond between a non-Jew and a Jew, or is this merely psychological?
Psychological, but psychological becomes spiritual. Like you become very very close with people. So that's why people bosses, project leaders, sound like they always would pay people, so they would go eat together to develop this camaraderie. Absolutely, it becomes spiritual. For sure. You understand? So one leads to another. So we really need all the attachments. So again, we have to keep the balance. Always have a thing that for me, all of the Jews, non-Jews, with whom I have to communicate, they know that I'm in a class, or I'm walking. So when I walk to shul to mincha, so my class finishes, my class before me 5 minutes before mincha, 5 minutes. So I have a phone, so if somebody wants to greet, I show that you see I'm on mute, but I'm listening. I'm listening. I apologize. I'm in class. That's it. So everybody understands phone. Right? They respect phone so much. Hope they respect their parents as much as they respect phones. That's it. So you have to be always unavailable. And after some time, people just get tired, always invite. Okay, and they would leave you alone. Okay, what else?
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
So on the board it says, for converts, are their biological parents allowed to cook for them in the convert's house with kosher utensils and kosher ingredients?
Technically, that's a very good question. So this what is it? Parents, those parents are considered to be as regular non-Jews, and if they good spirited, meaning that they're happy for their parents, for their children, they might wish them to come back to the idol worshiping or whatever, not to be Jewish. So then there is no problem, right? And you of course, a person has to supervise all of this, and they must know that if you come in a second and you see something is wrong, so you're going to throw everything into the garbage and ask him to never cook again. So be strict. You understand? Warn them. If they accept the warning and they're serious, if they see they're serious, yeah, let them cook. There's no problem. I mean, you come. I mean, if the only ingredients in your refrigerator, so they're not going to bring the piece of meat from outside, let's say, right? They're going to use only your utensils, and you say never take anything without me, saying that, and you have on all of the cabinets you have stickers. This is dairy, this is meat, but even you have stickers, it's like not everybody reads the signs. You understand? So you take put on a countertop everything that might be in use, all of the pans, I don't know, measuring cups and whatever needs to be done. Maybe it's 70% extra whatever I put, but they know that I can use only whatever is on countertop. She's not or he's not going to open your cabinets and take without asking. You understand? So if they're serious, they want to help, okay, help. That's it.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
So in this case, if one has like a not so great relationship with his parents, or let's say like a toxic relationship, would it be better to avoid these cooking sessions with them?
Absolutely, yes. Just say, I apologize, it's so complicated. It's so complicated, so I better do it myself, and you're a guest, please, I'm going to treat you like a queen and a queen after all of these years that you took care of me, so now I want to take care of you. You sit on the couch, I'm going to cook. That's it. So make up the story. I mean, not the story. I mean, you're being truthful. I mean, it's not like you lying. They let's say parents, they've been take care of you for so many years. So now you want to cook for them, please don't. With my wife, it's very simple. So I said, nobody comes to the kitchen. And people sometimes when we have guests wants to be nice, and when they bring the dirty dishes to the countertop, to the sink, it's absolutely not. even with dirty dishes. So we're going to take care of ourselves. That's it. So and. Some people like to be extra friendly, so we tell them 3 times, 7 times, and they are friendly like in the different area, not in the area of in the area of kosher, because some women they like action women. They come to the kitchen. She say, okay, I'm going to help, and she's like in her kitchen because she's a queen of her kitchen and kitchens of all of her girlfriends. So she wants to help. Right, so we say, take it easy, we don't need anybody's help, everything taken care of. And if wife is there, I said, please sit down, you don't want to upset my wife, like who needs that, please, you're going to get me in trouble, please sit down, I'm going to take, and they of course make it a joke a little, and people do understand, they follow the directions. Of course, we're not like we say there's something wrong with you, we said that's the rule in my family, and wife is going to be upset, don't do that. That's it.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
So on the board also says, thank you for the Shiur question. If one found themselves moving to a neighborhood filled with an extremely high concentration of degenerate, violent, and exceptionally low intelligence individuals that are always looking to engage in conflict or push their lifestyle onto others, am I correct in understanding that all obligation to interact are lifted? And then a friend throws an example. It says, just an example of their ashkafa, because Covert mentioned fireworks. They regularly use public holidays as a way to cover up and purchase fireworks for local children to mask the sounds of gunfire.
That's I mean, if somebody's in a neighborhood like this, first thing, try to move out as soon as possible, right? On one hand, on the other hand, like we're not always in control of the situation, right? And it's not up to us. So if you're in a situation like that, you're forced. Like, what can you do? So it's not to talk to them at all is not nice. They're going to, if they gang up against you. And also not good. They are your neighbors, so still have to have relations with your neighbors. But you have to make some excuses. I'm in the class. I have to prepare. Last time they asked me this question, I did not know. I apologize, but you will continue watching this TV, football, basketball, because it's for them. HaShem created these sports for the sake of non-Jews, to keep them busy. Otherwise, they would bother us non-stop. The soap opera, whatever, the concert, like they go to concert 5 hours one way, 5 hours another way, stay there for 7 days, just enjoy. Go to boxing match, this soccer, whatever. That's HaShem created for them to keep them busy. For us, the only thing that we must do is learn Torah. Right? That's all of the entertainment got compressed into one, and enjoyment. You understand? So, but ignore them, not allowed, because it's going to create tension for sure. Okay. What else?
Thank you very much, Rabbi.
You're welcome. Okay. So, if no questions, so let's at least, we have time, let's at least start next topic. So it's chapter number 10. Chapter 10, the Prohibition of Pas Akum. So it's the same book, whatever he calls book, it's but different chapter. The Prohibition of Pas Akum, bread baked by a non-Jew, and it gives table of content, and it says content. A purpose of Pas Akum prohibition, the difference between Pas Palter and Pas Habais. Okay, so meaning professional, not professionals. When Pas Palter is permitted, so it's professional baker, right? Defined parameter of Pas, what is bread? Jewish participation in baking process. Bishul regarding Pas Akum. So Bishul is a nullification, right? The taste of Pas Akum, if it's mixed with the regular bread, right? So that's the subjects that we planning to cover, Beezrat HaShem. If one is in the supermarket and needs pretzels, is it permissible to buy a kosher, non-Jewish brand, or it must be a Jewish brand? Okay. Buy a kosher non-Jewish brand, or it must be a Jewish brand. So meaning, of course we know the answer, but the question is if this those pretzels are kosher, there is a OU stamp, right? Are you allowed to buy? So if it's OU, if you would not be allowed to, you would not put the stamp. But okay, it's a hint, right? But is it Pas Akum? Is it because this non-Jewish company, right? National brand, right? And it was baked by a non-Jew. Okay, that's is Pas Palter is permitted? Why do some eat Pas Israel? Right. So second logical question. So if bread made by commercial baker is permitted, why do we need to eat? So some people prefer they eat only Pas Israel. Pas Israel meaning baked by a Jew. You understand? So that's a good question. And Pas Palter was permitted. Again, I'm not going to he sells to everybody. It's not like he's trying to be nice to me. So if baked by a neighbor, right? They baked for you personally. Whether you going to pay the money, not going to pay the money, it's irrelevant. You understand? But here, there is no personal relations. He bakes for the whole neighborhood, for the whole town, right? Whoever comes by. So of course we understand the big difference. But we're going to go into details, of course. Next one. May one buy donuts from a kosher non-Jewish establishment? From a kosher non-Jewish establishment. So it is kosher, but people who sell non-Jews? Okay. I think. Okay. May one eat kosher corn muffin baked by a non-Jew? Right. So So this corn muffin. So it is. We're going to see. It's not. It's very very interesting question. It's not so simple, and we're going to see why. Because if it's a corn muffin, maybe it is a food not so choshev to put it on a king's table, maybe, right? But we're going to see that even it says corn muffin. Yeah, it is a corn flour there, but it's mostly wheat, which is make it more bread. Bread is from 5 grains, not cornbread. Corn is not bread, according to Halachah. Corn is shechakol, right? If they made rolls from the corn flour, it's shechakol. From what is it? Rice flour. So my wife said she was milling the flour and then rice. So she wants to do something from rice flour. Whatever she wants to do, doesn't matter. So of course, if she's going to add it into bread, it's going to be like minority of the minority, maybe 20%, not more. So it's still bread. But if person makes completely like rice flour bread, like rolls, it's going to be shechakol. Next one, make one bread chicken or fish with the kosher breadcrumbs from a non-Jewish company. Right, so it's also breadcrumbs, non-Jewish company, but again there is a kosher sign. So as we said, some people are trying to be stricter in this sense. Okay, so let's start let's check time quickly. One second. Okay, so let's start. Let's start the introduction. So it's the following 2 chapters deals with the issue of Pas Akum. Okay, so Pas Akum, non-Jewish bread. Bread baked by a non-Jew, here we go. And the Bishul Akum, food cooked by a non-Jew. Okay, following 2 chapters. And there is, right away, we go to commentary. And it says, the reader will notice that the footnotes to the following chapters are a bit more extensive than those in previous chapters. So in previous chapters, they're almost like they were references like in some explanation, but here much more. The reason for this is that the second half of this book, unlike the first, was not included in the previous publishing, the laws of Kashrut. Very interesting. So we are lucky. Huh? One who wishes to understand this subject in the first half of this book has the option to refer to earlier book. Okay. However, since the newer chapters are not included in that work, we added more extensive footnotes for those who wish to research the background material more thoroughly. Okay, we got the idea. We're not going to explain. Okay, got it. So we basically, he said that we are more lucky, maybe in some sense that we have more explanations here. Okay. So continue. Although both foods prepared by a non-Jew are governed by similar rules, they're different in some aspects. So meaning that the foods, when we said foods, we said bread baked by a non-Jew and other foods cooked by a non-Jew. So very similar, but some dissimilarity, of course. Regarding certain application, Pas Akum is stricter than a Bishul Akum. Okay, so bread by a non-Jew stricter than food cooked by a non-Jew. Okay, why? Whereas with regard to the other application, Bishul Akum is stricter. Okay, so that's why we need both, and they not exactly the same. One should note that although we use the term Akum, which literally translates a worshipper of the stars, right? Or worshipper of the star constellations, there is idolater, so meaning idol worshipper. Okay, so I prefer to say non-Jew, but that's what Akum means, right? The prohibition of Pas Akum in Bishul Akum equally applied to any non-Jew regardless of their belief. So we don't say that all of the non-Jews are idol worshippers, for example, secular Jews. I mean, they secular people, not non-Jews. Maybe they worship themselves, maybe money, this and that. But okay, so but still they in this category of non-Jews. Thus, breaking bread baked by or food cooked by a Muslim or even non-Jew who keeps the 7 Noahide laws is a subject of these rules. Okay, so now, well, what we're saying is it's like because this definition, worshipper of stars and constellation, is a little misleading, right? Because they say these Muslims, okay, so of course don't eat their food, but let's say they baked, right? So even though they're not idol worshippers or these Noahides who accepted 7 Noahide laws, they still in category this Bishul Akum. Okay, no problem, this Akum. There is a question whether the bread baked by a Jew who publicly desecrates Shabbos is included in the prohibition of Pas and Bishul Akum. That's the question that I was asked today. Okay, commentary. See Responsa Maharam Shik, Orach Chaim 281, and Hazanish, Yoredaya 223. Although he's publicized, he's puzzled why this should be, among others. This refers only to the brazen violator of Shabbos. There is he who not be embarrassed to violate Shabbos in the presence of distinguished Rav. So meaning otherwise he's not going to be considered idol worshiper in this sense. Okay. So in the case that I was asked, so this person is actually his Mashgiach. So if somebody think that if there is Mashgiach, it's kosher, no. So in this case, specific case, right, person asked me, we sent it to yeshiva, kosher yeshiva. I mean, that's what I heard about this yeshiva, that it is kosher, famous, right? And he contacted me today, actually in the middle of the night, and he said that this Mashgiach, that he said a few months ago to this guy that he's not so fond of the oral Torah, right? And he said that he does not come to minyan and like making fun of him, that this guy trying to do shmiras ha'ayin, like watch his eyes, not to listen to the non-Jewish music, and this Mashgiach, so-called Mashgiach, right? He does exactly all of it. You understand? So of course we need to do investigation, but that's the information that I receive, right? So this poor guy. So he said since this morning, I'm eating only bread from that kitchen, that yeshiva. Okay, kosher yeshiva. One should note that whatever we permit, eating whenever we permit. Of course, we don't know if whatever he says is true. Maybe he overreacts. Maybe you have to check. So I mean, but that's initial information what I received. Okay, just so we know. So can we say, can we believe this guy? He's a very nice individual. So that whatever he said 100% true? No, we're not allowed. We have to take into consideration and continue to do investigation. One should note that wherever we permit eating food, whenever prepared by a non-Jew or baked by a non-Jew, we assume that it has been accepted, certain, A, that the food is completely free of non-kosher matter, and B, that it has been prepared in a kosher utensil and a kosher oven. Right? So even if we go by exception, and we would allow these foods to be eaten, right? Bishul Akum or the Pas Akum, right? The bread or other foods. So first of all, it's for sure two factors a must. All of the ingredients are kosher and all the utensils are kosher in what they were preparing, even if it's dry, if it's cold, does not matter. And plus the oven. Okay. One who has not checked ingredients of bread and the manner in which it was prepared may not eat any bread from non-Jew, right, or an unreliable Jewish baker, right? Because again we don't know ingredients. So what we say, there is always suggest to people like from different countries, like different places, they don't have kosher bread available so easily. So we say buy the cheapest bread subsidized by the government, right? So like the cheapest bread would not have any like um, additions, like it's salt, flour, and water. That's it. That's it. So if you want a fancy schmancy, yeah, there they might add milk or butter, or who knows what else. You understand? But this is more like straightforward. Okay. Most likely it's going to be kosher. Bakers commonly add non-kosher ingredients. There is oil, shortening, and flavoring to their breads. Okay. But as we said, it's more expensive one. Even if the bread itself does not contain any non-kosher additives, the oven may have been used for non-kosher breads. So that's another consideration, right? Usually if it's a big factory, so most likely they're so busy they would not use. But maybe not. Maybe they use that for like they did run of regular bread, right? And then after that they do cheese. Some I don't want to say pizza, but something with the cheese, with the milk, right? Bread that is that has milk inside, butter inside. So like the whole stove become, the whole oven became dairy. That's the issue. Even if bread itself does not contain any non-kosher additives, the oven may have been used for non-kosher breads, pastries, and cakes, as we said. So even forget about non-kosher, even dairy. Okay. In the past, there were countries such as Italy, where one could freely eat breads from a non-Jewish bakery, since it was assumed that these breads did not contain any forbidden ingredients. This is no longer a valid assumption. The food industry today is a complex and sophisticated. Flavoring, coloring, and preservatives have, which all require rabbinic supervision, are added to most foods. Thus, one cannot eat any baked product without ascertaining beyond a doubt that it is produced under kosher conditions. Even if a baked item is completely kosher, if the bakery is owned by a Jew, one must ascertain that challah was set aside from the dough. So that's a different story. So let's do this last paragraph, and we're going to understand. So we said used to in Italy there is no problem because it's straightforward. But now, I mean, they want to try to sell the bread not for one day, but for a few days, right? And some breads can stay fresh for a month, right? With all of this, it's like I'm talking about kosher bread even. Okay, so one more time. So this is no longer a valid assumption, right? As we said, okay. So, but what I said, it's like if person has absolutely no choice and must eat something, that's the last resort. Of course, it's proper in all of the countries. They have like a travel list, like Jewish like for like travel info, right? For the Jews who go to the country, and they have a list of at least so supervised by local rabbis, or like what local people eat. They eat something. So they would tell you the brands that, according to them, is kosher. Okay. So again, what is the problem? The food industry today is complex and sophisticated, as we know. Flavoring. So again, so if flavoring, like if you buy like straight without flavoring, it's less issue. For example, coffee. Right, coffee, if it's like regular, there is most likely no problem. But if you say hazelnut, this nut, that nut, that's too much. That's most likely, I mean, not most likely, for sure that something was added. Coloring, for sure, you don't know, like maybe it's for bugs. And preservatives, of course, some of them kosher, some of them not, which all require rabbinical supervision added to the most of the foods. Okay, so and Rabbi has to have access to all of the order forms, right? From where these people order, because for example, they order yeast or they order flour, this and that, like from where, what kind of oil they used, right? There is such a thing, at least where we live, canola oil. So canola oil, it's Canadian oil. It's a mixture of oil. That's the biggest garbage in the history of man. You understand? It's so not healthy. Like it's unbelievable. But it's cheap, and many people buy. So yeah, many people in restaurants, that's what they do. I mean, I'm not like how do I know from the restaurants? I'm going to tell you. So on my way to shul, I pass behind the restaurant, like a restaurant all you can eat. There is a buffet, or you can eat like a lot of seafood. So and I pass by the dumpsters. Guess what? I see exactly what they eat. These people, right? It's very interesting. Okay. So they use a lot of oil, this cheap, not good oil. Okay. Thus, one cannot eat any baked product without a certain, beyond the doubt. So, of course, there is sometimes it's not possible that it produced under kosher conditions. Okay, so if it's possible, do like as we said, even though you don't have to call rabbi, send them email. So there is like public information on this country. Of course, they don't want guests; they want visitors. And sometimes in a synagogue website, like in many shuls, when we used to travel, you go to the synagogue website, visitors info, and they say where the restaurants, where the supermarkets they carry out this kosher food. So I mean, a very very useful information, list of the things that sold locally, but you can buy. Okay, even if baked item is completely kosher, right? If the baker is owned by a Jew, so for example, not religious Jew, one must ascertain that challah was set aside from the dough. Right, challah, this piece. Of course, it's like from him. It's going to be a small piece from the whole batch, right? I think, but still, he must take out, or we must do it. Okay, so we stop here. Any questions on what we said?
Rabbi?
Yes, go ahead, please.
So, something that says at the end of the second paragraph that initially one should not let a Shabbos desecrator cook his food, even where kashrut is not an issue. Should we deduct from this that this person is in a lower spiritual state compared to a non-Jewish idol worshiper? And
no, it's the same. I mean, the same. So, but the problem with a person like that, since he's a Jew, so you might trust him a little more. So that's so you're not going to be as cautious. That's the thing. You understand? So I mean, they warn us. I mean, what is the difference? I mean, so of course we don't we don't expect him go to Dafka and do something like on purpose, and put like in your food something not kosher, like as other people might do. But still, we try to be careful with this person. We don't trust him 100%. Even in laws of the sanctity of kedusha. We trust one person. Testimony. We accept testimony of one witness. For example, mikvah lady, right? So she would testify in the court if needed. So that this lady, so she dipped in the mikvah, one person, or one person in the kitchen. So your wife said yes, it's kosher, right? So okay, one witness. We accept her testimony, and same with other things, right? One person cooked. And he said, she said, Rabbi, this and this happened. Milk fell into the meat, and you ask her like how much was milk, how much was meat, how big is the pot, bring me the pot, this and that, and she said it was in this cup, from that cup, it was so much or that much, whatever was it. So and we trust her, like of course we try to ask many different questions, but at the end of the day, so we trust her, whatever she said, accept the testimony. But then from non-Jew, we're not going to accept the testimony. He or she is not allowed to testify in a court. Period. And this Jew who does not observe Shabbos publicly meaning that 10 people know, he's not allowed to testify in the court. Understand? So it's kosher, not kosher. Okay, again, we don't believe that he would do something on purpose unless he's known like crazy individual, but we trust him and we don't at the same time. So it's a difficult situation for him. Okay. What else?
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
So, could it also be that since Shabbos desecrator carries impurity in his hands, unlike non-Jews, could it be like a potential danger for him to, let's say, put some of this impurity on bread, for example, that he's gonna bake for us? Could this be a problem too?
So the question is, the question is if he's avratuma, so that's what it's called, avratuma. So meaning that is he avratuma? So the source of the tuma, like that corpse, and he touches the corpse. For example, he went to the burial, right, and he comes after the burial of his uncle, he comes to restaurant, right, and he will start cooking. So technically, I mean, usually they know to wash their hands, right, three times after the cemetery, right. So and he's clean, right, and everybody knows. But if person did not touch, did not wash his hands, can he pass the impurity to the food? It's a good question. Technically, yes, but I think only through the liquid. Right? If he would do like manually mix the dough, like pour some water and start manually to mix the dough, yeah, it could be a problem. So impurity, but usually people wash their hands after the cemetery. Okay. So and even so today, so it's possible that even the food becomes spiritual tameh, right? Of course, it's not proper to eat this food. Like it's not proper to add more impurity. But since it's inevitable that we're going to eat impure foods because of many other considerations, so I mean, what can you do? So in this case, maybe that's why I'm just guessing. Some people prefer to eat Pas Israel. Okay, so because non-Jews, I don't think they pass impurity, and the Jew who is working in this bakery, so he would be careful. I hope so. Okay. What else?
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
So on the board we have any questions. I'm going to read the ones that are related to the subject first.
Mm-hmm.
If certain grocery store hires both religious and non-religious mashgiachim, not sure if that's plural of mashgiach.
Yeah, but I'm not sure why these non-Jews need a mashgiach. I mean, they don't need anybody. Okay, but go ahead.
So, should we trust their food? What if they sell plastic-wrapped kosher certified meat from an acceptable Kashrut certifier? Since the wrap isn't very thick, and we rely on the Mashgiach to move it to the treif section if it tears.
So okay. So those are two separate questions. So okay, usually if they hire Jewish person as the Mashgiach, so most likely the store is kosher. Otherwise, who needs that, right? But if supermarket is not kosher, so they still don't need a Mashgiach. If they, as we said, they have a meat, right, and it's double packaged, double wrapped. Right, there is a seal. You don't eat anybody. Right? Of course you don't expect them to repackage. So the factory that the butcher distributor store that they got it from was pre-packaged. That's it. So whatever they sell, they sell. Whatever they don't sell, they sell it back. And understand? You don't need the Mashgiach there. So people who buy you, they would see if something goes wrong, they would let the company know, most likely. I have like in many supermarkets around us, like I don't know, many, like most of them have Jewish food, like kosher food, even meat. So for example, in a place where you have like wholesale club, BJ's, right? And they sell kosher food, kosher chicken. It's not double wrapped. It's like single bag. Of course, it's a very strong bag. So I mean, you see that nobody like untempered, like perfect, like you know. You made me thinking. Why is it only one seal? Maybe because the bag is so strong. So I mean, if somebody will try it open, you will see maybe like that. But it's not that double seal. It's back and inside pieces of chicken. Okay.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
So our friend asks, it's a party. It's a prominent non-kosher grocery store that has a certified kosher section within the main building.
I didn't get the. So what is the question?
Not sure.
I mean, it does not have to be certified. For example, go back to this chicken that we buy. So I mean, only Jews knows. Like I know, I guess. So it is like many refrigerators. Like we open the refrigerator, they have frozen food, this, that, all of these things, right? And we know that in aisle number 10 in the refrigerator on the right, on the top two shelves, are kosher chicken. That's it. So 127 other what is it? Other shelves. Sometimes kosher, sometimes the kosher vegetables, but no kosher meat. So only these two shelves. So like it's not no certified section. Like half of the refrigerator. Like refrigerator usually has two double doors, right? I mean, yeah, two double doors. Double doors. So it's on the right two shelves. That's it. So it does not have to be certified. Right, because the seals of this bag is enough certification, and plus the supermarket knows like if they going to like something to do with the bag, Jews not going to buy. So I mean, what are they going to do? Like they would have to return, right? Non-Jews do not care. They don't want to pay more. I'm not sure if it costs more. Let's say more. So why they would buy not kosher brand like for less? Why do they need to buy something with an open package? That does not make sense. And Jews are not going to buy. So I mean, everybody like it's about business. It's not about being nice. It's about business. So they're very careful. Like I never saw like broken package or like half open, but never ever. Right.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
So, next question is from Blow Up. For people benefiting from Avodah Zarah, do they have the same status as idolaters? Are we allowed to eat the food they cook? For example, women wearing a wig.
Oh, okay. So that's a very good question. So they benefited from Avodah Zarah, but they're not serving Avodah Zarah. So it's not exactly the same category. You understand? So just because they do that, they not will put themselves like in that category that the food would be forbidden, right? So the bottom line, yes, we can eat their food.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
So now I'm going to jump to the other questions. On the subject of indirect lashon hara. It seems there may be a fine line to walk between being disingenuous with flattery to avoid accidental indirect lashon hara or embarrassing another, and not correcting a fellow who is in error. Can Kosher discuss this balance that we must walk to know how to not be offensive but not neglect any mitzvah view?
Man, it's a very general question. I would ask this person, please give us like what is on your mind, like some approximate example, so we would work up from that example. It would be because the question is too general. Okay. So let's keep wait for a clarification this example, and let's go to the next question, please.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
On this same issue of on the subject of avoiding an indirect lashon hara or embarrassing another, does this prohibition apply when dealing with the non-Jews? What about the Rishaim or a Jew who is a Rishaim?
Okay.
Rishaim.
Yeah. Okay. That's a straightforward question. So the laws of all the prohibition that we say lashon hara, they apply only to amisecha, so part of your nation. So non-Jews are not part of my nation, and people who are not observant Torah and Mitzvah, they're also not a part of my nation, because they exclude themselves willingly or unwillingly, knowingly, unknowingly. It's absolutely irrelevant from my nation. The nation of Jewish people is how is it different from all other nations that we observe Torah and Mitzvahs? You understand? So is it allowed to speak lashon hara about non-Jews? Absolutely, 100%. Is it recommended? No, it's not beneficial. Is it allowed to speak about non-observant Jews? Yeah, it's allowed 100%. Somebody is even forget about non-observant. If somebody is denied one aspect of the Torah, the guy says this story about Shaul HaMelech. It's not true, right? Or Batsheva, this Batsheva. It's not correct spelling. It has to have this letter and this letter. Let's say any letter, any diktuk, any dot, any space in the Torah, a person denies, so he's a Covert, and he's actually in this category that we allowed to speak lashon hara. In some cases, we encourage to speak lashon hara, but again, the main point, so it's not going to become our nature to speak lashon hara, all those negativities. That's the point. Of course, for constructive purpose, you can tell your children, right? If you're going to be like this, non-Jews, that's what they do. For them, it's normal. For us, it's absolutely forbidden. So you're not trying to put down somebody, even though you did, right? But you're trying to bring your point across. That's it. It's for constructive purpose, right? Same as this apikorsim, right? They say that what do they say? That our Rabbi, he canceled all the mitzvahs. That's what they say, indirectly, but that's what they mean, 100%. And they live like that. Not only say, they live according to this. They never would rebuke you, and never say that you're doing something wrong. Unless it is me. Me, they try to rebuke. It's not working very well for them, but the more the people, these clowns, they stopped actually. So I said, from each call that you call me one more time, I'm going to make 3 more videos. So the guy stopped. Right? So Baruch HaShem. And of course, the best videos we don't produce. So one story that was said in this class, I'm not going to publish because it's too bad, right? But okay, so we're allowed to speak bad about them, but it's only for constructive purpose, to warn other people to stay away from them. That's it. Okay. What else?
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
So, on the question before this one, the one.
Clarification. Yeah. So I mean a thin line, but I have an example. Yeah. So what is it?
So, for instance, the hazard of accidentally offending a sensitive person and being too nice to avoid this, and this resulting in not rebuking them.
Okay, so that's okay. So let's try to to minimize to make to simplify the question. So practically speaking, right? So on the one hand, you need to rebuke that person. On another hand, you don't want to offend them or her. Right? Doesn't matter. So in this case, again, we have to do it indirectly. Send them some lecture. So it's not going to come from you. It's going to come from them. But if it must come from you, doesn't matter why. So you just tell them that whatever I'm going to say tell you right now, only because I like you very much, and only because I've been learning Torah for an extended period of time, and according to our holy Torah, you're in very bad shape, right? And I'm going to explain why. So whatever you're going to do, it's your own business, but I have to warn, like a doctor. So doctor sees the test results, right? And he must tell you what he sees. This X-ray means this and that. Like I remember, every time I go to the dentist, like when I went to that dentist some time ago, like I don't know, several years ago, and I had to a few teeth that had to be worked on, right? So he looked like, for me, it's like a little shady area. He said, you know, look at this. I said, what is it? And he starts showing me, you see this and that, you see this discoloration compared to this. I said, I don't see, but you tell me. And then he started explaining me, because he's an expert. He's been this person in the business for the past 35 years. Okay, so he knows a thing or two about the shades on X-ray. You understand? He knows about root canal, this and that, and he's unfortunately he's not observant Jew, but very, very like a good doctor and does amazing job, right? And to other doctors you can call, to dentist, and they say, okay, you call 2 p.m. They say, okay, when you want to come? Say, well, what is the closest appointment? They say, tomorrow. Tomorrow, yeah, come tomorrow 11. To this guy you call. And they say, we don't accept new customers. Okay, my mother goes. Okay, your mother. Okay. So two months from now, you say it's emergency. Okay, so 2 months from now is the first appointment. So that's how this guy is busy. But he's doing an amazing job. So if person, like for the past I don't know how many years, he's so busy and he does an amazing job. So guess what? If he tells you about the shades on the X-ray, so he knows a thing or two, like I assume, and whatever he said was correct. And sometimes he said, like whatever he advised was 100% correct. I mean, for my benefit, whatever. Right, and same you talk to the person and say, like, you look, I'm learning Torah every day. I'm reading the books, I listen to the lecture, and I see that you in a very bad situations. It's like root canal. Unless you take care of now, you're going to lose your I don't know, the whole the tooth, or I don't know, the whole mouth. You're going to you're going to inflamed, right? You're going to have an infection unless you do it now, right? So you're trying to tell this person, I'm on your side, I want to help you, I care about you, but it's up to you. I mean, don't say up to you. So that's what I see is wrong. and it's going to kill you. And even though you don't see like this X-ray, he said this is root canal, this is just cavities, this that. I mean, did it bother me? Nothing bothered me. But at the end of the day, I mean, I'm very glad that he did whatever he did. You understand? So same as here. So I'm on your side, and I want to give you this information. So and just be prepared, just because you have all of the right information, all of the information that would revive the dead, and they did not react. So you have to be prepared for this reaction too, and not because you're wrong, and not because you don't like them, and not because of this and because of that, but because of their desires. And they cannot, and desires comes from the will, because in first they want, right, and then this want create a thought, and the thought is create they act, right, and from where the will comes to do something, because it's their character trait. Why is it character trait? Because they did this sin many times. It became embedded into them, became part of them, the character trait, and now it creates a thought, and then create desire. So go break the cycle. Of course, it's possible, like if they want to, but we have to remember. So don't get upset or get discouraged if they do not going to listen to you. Okay, that's answer. Okay, what else?
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
So, next question. Love. On the subject of avoiding an indirect lashon hara or embarrassing another. What if we have to preserve ourselves from our own embarrassment? For example, turning our back on a person as if to reject them during an event, but doing so for personal reasons. For example, if we must decline to eat the bread of a Jewish person or family because we only eat unleavened bread.
And again, so it's like unleavened bread, so it's like on Pesach, I guess. But what is the question again? I didn't get the question, sorry.
Yeah. It's basically how to preserve ourselves from our own embarrassment. I mean, I think the first example is more clear than the second. For example, turning our back on a person as if to reject them during an event, but doing so for personal reasons.
I'm not sure what would be. I mean, if you reject, you reject for personal reasons, for religious reasons. I mean, so I said I'm an observant person, and I'm in process of conversion. That's what we do. So, oh yeah, this guy with a big head, long beard, he ate in my house, right? And I called my wife. You want me to my wife and children, my children to testify? He ate in my house. Maybe they're going to testify. Of course, we don't believe him, but said he can eat whatever he wants, but I'm not going to eat. Right? I have my beliefs. My rabbi told me not to eat. Who's your rabbi? You know, he's his phone, and that's it. You give my phone. Nobody ever called me. Nobody ever called me, except these few Chabadniks. Okay. Understand? So push responsibility on somebody else. Okay.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome. So again, as we said before, if you try to explain, they're going to meet all of your conditions based on their understanding. Okay. So don't go into any arguments, any explanation. That it is forbidden to me, period. Thank you very much for inviting me. I appreciate it very much, but I'm out. That's it. But on one hand, on the other hand, like we have to predict the situation. It did not. The situation did not. Was not created in vacuum. Understand? So there was some that preceded the situation. So you knew that he's going to invite everybody to this event, including you. So you say thank you very much. You take the invitation, for example, invitation card, and send them. Sometimes they insert like this small card response. Sometimes they even nice to put a stamp. So you respond that yeah, unfortunately, thank you much. Very happy for you, but I'm not going to come. Okay.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
So, next question. Okay. Okay. Love. If one's family been ignoring them already for 1 year, and they have certainly been hostile, but a certain understanding has come to be developed, where for the most part, people learn to stay away. Should we then break down this wall that's already been established from when we had the wrong hashkafa, even though it might be interpreted as weakness?
It's not such an easy thing as a person said exactly. So if you show them the weakness, they may interpret the one back, and they will try to missionize you or whatever to pressure you. In a sense, maybe I would say it depends on the situation, depends on many details. So maybe just keep it like that. I understand, maybe through indirectly through one family member, just talk to them, explain something. So for example, in my family, my wife's family, we know one person who to talk, like to send the message, say it is secret, and guess what? Everybody would know, right? Unfortunately. So is it the right thing to do? I don't know, but if you don't want to talk to everybody, and you ask that person it is a secret, so in some sense you start putting stumbling block in front of the blind, but maybe this time they're going to be quiet. Okay, so you share your view. So if a person was wrong, but again, they're going to come back and they will try to bring you down. So that's I would say, of course, we need to see the situation in details, but maybe it's better not to bother them. Just leave it as it is.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
So, here, Shankalaf. Oh, sorry, I already read this one. Shankalaf. Is normalizing wig a red flag? Is this a sign for a community we should not join, or the crowds we should avoid?
What was the beginning? Normalized week?
Wig.
I mean that they are all wearing wigs. I mean,
Yes.
yeah. But so most people are not aware of the wig situation. So of course, you understand that. For example, some even in I don't want to say Borough Park but Williamsburg, we have Satmars. Many of them like wearing short wigs, like this high, like much above like the shoulder line, and they would you wear a hat, like all of them, short wigs and a hat. That's their style. But some, I'm not sure what kind of what's the difference. I never talked to these people. We don't have anything in common. I mean, we have a common God, but otherwise, like I don't go there. But it's very interesting. But others would have completely covered, completely even ears covered, so completely. I mean, is it possible that some of these wigs are kosher, like they would buy the hair from a Gentile? It's possible, right? It's a big probability. So to say they're not religious just because they're wearing wigs, I would say maybe they're not aware of the issues, right? And if you can find the more observant that at least some of the women would cover it with with a head covering, with a scarf or something. So of course it is preferable. But there are not so many communities like that. Just so you know, that completely cover all of the women. No, not so many. Okay, but it's possible to find. So at least if it's not all of them are like that, and it's especially if a lady comes and you were trying to help a lady, so it's actually they moved from Israel to one of the European countries, and they were pushing her hard. Some two crazy ladies. They say you have to stop. All of the you move to our community. Very nice. We like you very much. Your husband, very nice family, but that's now our custom. You cannot be different. You want to be part of our community. You have to wear a wig. And she was like shaking. She was said that her husband was for it. But the husband is at work, but the whole pressure is on this lady. So I told her, you're not obligated to go to shul. Period. I tell this lady, send her our videos. They speak English there. Okay. Right. So maybe she should change. Right. So I'm not sure what happened. I mean, she said thank you, and it was 7 months ago, 8 months ago. I'm not sure what happened, but I tell her clearly she's not obligated to go to shul, not obligated to socialize. This whatever you're accustomed to use the head covering, the scarf, it's a holy custom from Sarah Imenu, not from these modern people. Okay, they can do whatever they want, right? Of course, it could be an issue if they create issue. They would not, for example, they would not want to accept your children in the yeshiva. That's also it could be a problem. You understand? So, but you can always go. I don't know. But let's not go so far. So, if of course you have to check before committing to move to a community, you have to check and see what is going on there. If they untied head covering, they into wigs. So maybe it's not proper to join them. Forget about it's kosher wigs or not kosher wigs. Like in this situation, so the pressure was serious. Husband said, "Look, I told you not to worry. Yeah, but you will go to work, and I have to socialize. I don't know whether she socialized, but it's like a closed Jewish community in Europe." Right. Okay.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
So, on this, what would be like the red flags, mamash, that we should avoid from a community or a community that we plan to join?
So the red flag would be the Rebbetzin, right? How she dressed and how her close surrounding dress, because that's it's going to be like it is a moda in that place. You understand? So and many people would not go against it and would not try to do a revolution or something. So we see how this Rebbetzin dress, and sometimes they were very immodest, unfortunately, and they put their pictures online and stuff like that. And somebody, one of the dear students, and very zealous, and said, but you don't understand. They made these Chabadniks made nail salon in a shul. I mean, I understand maybe they need some rent, like maybe there is some different room, like maybe the main building, you go to the main building, but it's like office, they give it to nail salon. Forget about it. I have the picture. She sent me the picture. It's like, I asked her, like in a shul, maybe it's different entrance, so I try to give the benefit of the doubt. Forget about in the shul, forget about different entrance. There is a picture, Aron Kodesh, right? And 2 feet from there is a table, like a regular plastic table. There is a lady, elderly lady, with a younger lady makes does her nails, right next to Aron Kodesh. You understand? So that's the sign to run away from a place like that. Unfortunately. Right, so before joining, you have to see usually the good sign that if they have yeshiva there. That's if they don't have yeshiva there, most likely they're not observant. What is the probability? Or almost 97.5%, right? Because there's no next generation. Where the next generation goes, they send everybody away. Everybody stay over in the yeshiva in different states. Where are the kids? Understand? So first you must understand if there is issue where they're going to send their kids, right? And then if these kids come to shul, so you see that people are much more religious. Okay. Okay.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
Next question. Does the Torah teach us exactly how Yosef HaTzaddik survived spiritually in Egypt? Did he have Torah? Did he review everything he was taught? How did he stay at such high level?
Mm-hmm. So that's a very good question. So it's not such an easy question. So how Yosef HaTzaddik survived? So he had this spiritual root from Yaakov Avinu. The spirituality was passed. So he was like the closest Talmud, the closest student of Yaakov Avinu from the birth until he was abducted for 17 years. You understand? And Yaakov is the person of Imunah, right? Who took everything, whatever happened in his life, with understanding that's what HaShem's want from us, and that's what we must do, and survive and be spiritual and be strong, right? And same is with Yosef. He absorbed it from his father, and he had this dream, and this dream is actually what was make him going all of these 12 years in the prison, right? And even in this in this house of Potiphar. Because if you think like logically, as Rashi said, there is 11 days of distance from Egypt to Israel. It's not Israel to Hebron when Yaakov lived. So it's very close. So and he was in charge of the house. He could have sent a letter. Have you ever thought about it? He could have sent a letter. Say, Father, do not worry. I'm here. If you want to come to visit your son. People come to visit their relatives in the prison. There's no problem, right? Even maybe he would buy him, right? He said, "Look, it's my son. I'm a very important person in this land of Canaan. He was abducted, right? He's my son. I want to pay money, redeem him." But Yosef never done that. Have you ever thought about it? He knew that the father is anxious, right? He does now know what happened with Yosef, and Yosef never sent any message. So of course, the simple understanding is that the brothers made a nether, right? So meaning whoever is is going to tell the father what happened here, so he's going to get cursed. Okay, so but of course that's one of the explanation. Another explanation was Yosef was living with this idea that this dream must come true, right? That seeing his father, like all of this, like the dreams, like all of this, stars bowing to him, moon, sun bowing to him, this. Sheaves in a field bowing to him, to his sheaves. So he knew it was prophetic dream and it's going to happen. So he was just waiting for opportunity, because he knew HaShem, if HaShem sent him this prophetic dream, it's going to happen. And his goal was to make sure no matter what I do, these dreams are going to get implemented. You understand? And that's what his drive all these years, right? And as we know, all of these things that he did with Binyamin, and make everybody lose their heart when it happened, when they found his cup with his drinking cup in Binyamin sack. Everybody rent their garments because they saw that's it, it's the end of the world. So he did everything. Why? In order for his dream to come true. So that's when basically the bottom line, when you have a goal in your life. So all of this suffering, all of it, are not they're not much, because you have a main goal and you concentrate on that goal. And same as us, if you are going to get aggravated, upset about everything that is happening to us, somebody insult us, this person, one of my students, a very nice and sweet person. So so he has this name. I'm not going to say what name, but his root is from Muslim country. Let's put it this way, right? And he has this Muslim name, first name, and very many years ago there was a terrorist with this name. I'm not sure, same spelling, similar spelling, I don't know. Even I heard about this terrorist. So, and somebody in that shul started calling him with this terrorist name. So, and this guy was so upset. So he said, I was in the bed, I couldn't get too much. I said, you serious? You're going to get upset because of this somebody low life? The person does not even understand. The person thinks that he's funny. He's made a connection. Your name is like that, and your name is like that. You understand? So that's for many people that don't have a big goal, right? So they can a little thing can throw them off, and that's not proper. That's not how we're supposed to live our life. So things happen, stupid people happen every day, right? So just know how to ignore them, right? So if you're going to get upset about every stupid person, about every stupid commentary, you're going to have only heart attacks in your life. Who needs that? You understand? So I think he listened to me now. He's in a good mood, and he said but I also said you have to come over to that person. Probably he has very little intellect, right? And he does not understand, maybe it sounds funny that this guy has a first name like this, and this terrorist has a very similar first name like this, but you insult that person. You insult me. So that's what I told him. You have to come over to that person. I said, you insult me for no reason. Why would you do that? You understand? So some people would take it to heart and they change, and some people at least maybe they're going to stop because they would see it's not only funny, but it's also insulting. Okay. So that's the story of Yosef. That's the story of my students, and my story also. If I'm going to get upset, everybody who's trying to prolong the we would stop with our channels a long time ago. We started teaching people come and go. They say we're going to join, not join. Okay. Go ahead. What else?
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
Okay, so our friend is requesting that if our shiur could be for the refuah shlema of Rabbi Ephraim's 2-year-old daughter, Talia Batzara.
Again, the name is?
Talia.
Salia Batzara, okay.
Who is undergoing surgery at the moment, please.
Okay. Yes, so she should have complete recovery with Hashtema. Okay, go ahead. What else?
Well, our friends are still typing their questions.
So I have
a few questions.
Go ahead.
So, so if a person has a bunch of tattoos everywhere, and most of them are in a visible place,
Mm-hmm.
and this person wants to have a family and subsequently, of course, have as many kids as possible, would it be better for him to get those removed for the sake of not showing them to his kids too much? I mean, the kid is going to eventually learn that this is forbidden by the Torah, but on the other hand, he's going to see his daddy. I mean, no matter how much this person is going to hide them, say if he has tattoos all the way to his wrist, up to his wrist, and even if he wears long sleeves all the time, there's going to be some time that he's going to stretch his arm, and some of it's going to be visible. So I was wondering, would it be better for him to get this removed in this case?
I mean, a person can try, but it depends. I don't know statistics, or I don't know the facts on the ground. Like, how dangerous is it? Like, what's the probability that he can get infection? Right? If it's going to danger his health, he has to take some medicine. I don't know. Like, how it's not so simple. You understand? So technically, a person is not obligated to remove. So maybe tzedakah wife would explain something. If it's possible, maybe it would be better if in visible places make something else from that. Just add to blur out, like try to paint, like, I don't know, not paint, tattoo something on top, something different that would not be as offensive. If it's something offensive, some words or something. Right. So again, there is no obligation, and children Beezrat HaShem would understand. But yes, I know some people, they always wear this what do they, like shells. So like all shells all the way, like up to like with the neck, like with the high neck. Okay, and long sleeve, and they only change in the bathroom. So. And when they're with the wife, it's only in the complete darkness. So, and he would not change in her presence, so only in the bathroom with a closed door. So we know a few people like that, and that's it. Other people, they do too much. They do not remove, and they're very proud of that. So they're balchua, and they go to the mikveh. Right, so if he's such a big balchua, so go in the mikveh at 3 in the morning when nobody's there, but not 1 hour or 2 hours before Shabbos, when all of the kids there, and they like shocked. They have never seen this thing like in their life. Like when he's dressed, he's a very kosher Jew, but when he undressed, so with all of these things, right? So of course some of them listen, some of them have trying to work on themselves, and they do not care what people say. Okay, but he must understand that he's damaging these little kids. They did not expect a person to have all the garbage. Okay, so you have this garbage from previous lives, so try to hide it. There's nothing to be proud about. Okay, that's it. So, but then, and to a few other people, they decided to always walk in a long sleeve. Right, and in the shells, not so under the short. So I would have like undershort, like my short, like short sleeve, like this. Right, that's proper. Some have without sleeves, but okay, the proper is with a short sleeve. Okay, right, but he would have the same thing. I mean, if they have something on the throat, like all the way up to the head. We have a person like that, and the shell is usually attached, right? It's pretty tight. So yeah, you're right. If you have this short sleeve, I mean from the short, and there is usually 2 buttons, one to make it tighter, one to make it looser, and when you want to get something from the top shelf, yes, this what is it? The sleeve is going to go down, but if it's tight shell, it's not going to go down. Right? It's not going to go down. And plus, you train yourself in the summer, like in the winter. So I mean personally, I'm very hot blooded. So for me, it's very hot, like in the winter. But I'm training myself for some time, extended period of time, right? So I can withstand in any heat. I mean, it's not so hot, but I would never go out without jacket. I mean, to the show. And like throw out the garbage on the street, of course. I mean, not to the garbage can. Yes, I'm not going to wear a jacket or check my mail, but to go in the store, to go like to the show, to other things, I would never go without jacket. But it's very hot. So what do? You train yourself in the winter, and you get used to. And you ask HaShem for mercy, and He lowers your body temperature, right? Suddenly you do not care. So everybody's sweating. Everybody with a short sleeve, they're sweating, they dying, and you with me person with so many layers, I'm fine. Of course, I'm hot. I'm very hot. But I'm not as disturbed as other people with a short sleeve and nothing. You understand? So that's a shell. So so I told to that person, and he accepted, and so far so good. I mean, I don't talk to him after that, but I mean, he said, thank you, I'm going to do that, and that's it. Okay. So because it could be like removing that could be dangerous. You understand? Like the way I see it, and maybe they're going to some damage, some veins, I don't know, some tissues, I don't know, some infection that is going to be even worse. So don't need that, right? And so that's it.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
So if the issue of removing the tattoo, instead of being dangerous, the thing is instead like very, very painful, should the person still go for it?
No. It's no. You see, it's I mean, dangerous. I mean, if it's painful, guess what? Now you told me, if it's painful, most likely it's very dangerous to get infection and stuff like that, and maybe even to do something like with the nerves. Like, don't do that. There is no need. Again, always buy. That's what one person who is doing that, right? So we told them to buy many shells. So if you need to change 3 times a day, so you change 3 times a day. There is no problem if it's so hot. No problem, right? So and then he would sleep in them. So I also sleep in towels. There is no some people, how towels in these big cities. No problem. People get used to everything, right?
Thank you very much, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
So, next question on the board, Shalom Kalalav. How would Kalalav regard the kosher status of vitamins, minerals, or amino acids that are pure and without additives, but they are artificial and man-made, meaning not derived from plants or animals, but derived from electricity and chemistry?
Okay, so I mean, most of them come with a kosher variation. So I would say go kosher, 100%. If, for example, there is no such a kosher thing in this, so you check the shell. So the shell, in which it has all the things, the powder. So right, so many times the cheapest shell is not kosher. So it would be from the pig. If you think, if your doctor told you that you need this extra supplement, right? We call it supplement. So in this case, you just and there is no kosher alternative. Usually there is a kosher alternative. There is many websites that you can. Here we have in Bora Park, big stores, and I check everything by them. They call koshervitamins.com. Kosher vitamin, like one word, no underscore. Koshervitamins.com, and there, actually, so I saw it's very interesting. There is like sucking candy, like you have sore throat, or you have cough. Switzerland. I don't know, from Switzerland. I don't remember exactly what was the name. Famous name. I don't know. It's escaped my mind. Like if somebody needs it, I can send them. So there is no kosher stamp on them, right? There is no kosher stamp because they are afraid of anti-Semites in Switzerland, of course. But they sell the kosher certify, and I call them. They say mechadrin, don't worry about it, and it's all all over in the kosher stores. You understand? So how did I find out? I found out from the kosher, right? I'm from the store, and I said, "How come you sell this?" I to ask the manager, "How come you sell this? I don't see the kosher sign." He said, "No, it's kosher. You can even check the kosher vitamins. They're very very from people, Baruch HaShem, very very observant people." Right? So they would not say something that is not kosher. Sometimes, like only a few supplements that I'm not sure why it's much more expensive, but others like same price. But what I can tell you, it's very interesting. Kosher company would not certify something that's a lower quality, that is cheap stuff. So usually when they certify something like Kuf K or Star K, it's like usually a good quality and very prominent brand. So anyway, you would pay a little extra for that. Right? Of course, you can buy brandless or like generic brand and you can pay less, but maybe the result is going to be exactly the same. So if you want a good stuff, you go buy from a proper place and pay a little more. And many of them have kosher stuff. Not all of them, but buy the kosher one. That's it. But if needed, absolutely needed, they prescribe your doctor prescribed this non-kosher pills. Technically, they say since it was processed so much, it has nothing to do with the pig. Nothing. It's like from this gelatin. Nothing to do with the pig. So of course, and you're not eating, you're swallowing. That's not how you eat. But some people say just to be on the safe side, to be very strict. So you can put in this facial tissue or paper, like toilet paper, a little, and swallow. So for sure, it did not even touch your palate, your throat, and you water down with water, and that's it. You can do like that, but proper by with kosher supervision. So it's koshervitamins.com, and I think there is another one. I don't remember from the top of my head. I mean, we always buy like few of them. We don't buy a lot, so we know what to buy.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
So this our friend says, would Torah regard the diet of pure nutrients without any pleasantries of the complex foods and dishes as overly extreme deprivation of enjoyment?
Yeah, that's too much. Don't do that. It's it's a recipe for disaster. So we eat normal. On Shabbos we add something extra, something like you buy yourself some extra fish, some extra delicious fish that you would not, some smoked fish, whatever. If person likes smoked fish or whatever that you usually don't eat, right? Extra meat, like a super delicious meat. But the rest of the week eat normal, whatever people eat. Don't eat meat every day or chicken every day. So, right? But don't do extreme. Extremes are not good. The extremes, it's those are recipes for disaster. From my experience, right? Some people want to be like tougher, and they never work. Never. I don't. From my experience, I don't know any one case that it worked out for the best of that person. They want to accept more. They gave up more after they accepted, so it was not worth it. Okay, so eat normal, enjoy. Right, HaShem created all these flavors for us to enjoy. Don't overenjoy. Don't live because of these flavors, but the enjoyment is part of life. I mean, okay. What else?
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
Our next question. For the Rav, if working to better that ashkafa of resiliency every day? How can we help to bring up the level of resiliency of those around them that are much more sensitive? Not everyone can take punches in life with the same stride. And ironically, it's usually harder to see those people around you suffering than register the hits coming your own way. How can we toughen up those around us without coming across as chas v'shalom, harsh or insensitive, and without making them chas v'shalom think that we feel they are a burden, but it's the opposite.
But that's the bottom line is correct. That's what they're going to feel. You understand? So if you're going to tell a person to toughen up, they're not going to toughen up. They take it personal that you insult me, you this to me, you that to me. So most of the people, because of the ego, is on the way. They would not do exactly opposite as you said. So the recipe is actually to do the opposite. You work on ourselves, not the opposite, like the same, but from different directions, right? So you're working on yourself. You perfect the self, and don't tell anything to that person, right? And see. And after some time, the person would see you like a changed person. So you know what? I want to do what you did. Please tell me. Please teach me what you did. You understand? So let them come to you for advice. But if you're going to tell you toughen up, this, that, I mean, in our society, people, unless they're your students, somebody close to you, they're looking up at you, so like they're not going to take it well, for sure. You understand? Especially if it's family members, husband and wife sometimes wife become a rabbit and she start training her husband, and it always ends up with a disaster, or he is trying to be big rabbi in his family, and especially in the places where absolutely there's there was no need to be tough, like on somebody else. Be tough on you if you want to, but not on them, and it ends up with disaster. Understand? Only if a person wants to do that, right? They're going to change, but otherwise not. Right? So you give them information and let initiative come from them. Oh, but the initiative come from them. So yes, but indirectly. So, but you feed them. You feed them information indirectly. All of the classes, clips. You give them, and ask their opinion. What do you think? And after some time, so hopefully they would want to change. But the rebuke has to come indirectly. Right. Because in the mind of most of the people, doesn't matter how lowly they are actually perfect. And what is imperfect, people around them. And we're trying to help a person, and this person is in a prison, and he stands his ground like you don't want to know. And person did whatever absolutely wrong, whatever he did, and he does not want to acknowledge. And his life from sometimes was complete disaster, right? And that's how he got into prison. And he does not want to admit that it was his this issue, and that he has to change. He blames everybody, his friends, his family, his environment. He's like a school teacher from a third grade. He's like, I don't know, how old is he? He's 30 something, I don't know, early 30s. Like, and a person would not admit. You understand? That's a tough cooking. So of course he's not going to listen to any advice. Because we're trying to help him anyway. We don't listen to his stupidity, right? We're trying to get a Jew out of prison. Right, we do everything possible, but just so you know, so like we understand. So even we, like, because maybe we're close to that person in some sense, so we're not like maybe like if we send them the Torah, there is no internet in what is it, in the prison. So all like people watch too many movies, And my wife said, yeah, they have education. He can finish college in that prison, schmallich. I said, okay, I don't know. They have the library. They don't have the library. They put in one room, and they cannot go anywhere. The guys they can like walk every other day, like 15 or like half an hour. I don't know, whatever. I don't know, like just a little walk outside, and because he behaved good and stuff like that, and they can buy like time on to play computer games or something like crazy. Understand? And this person still insists that whatever he did was because he was upset. So we said, you were depressed. No. He said, I was not depressed. You're wrong. I was not depressed. And we said, but all of the situation that came to, no, you don't understand. I told you many times that what happened. And that's it. Like, but you're in the prison. We're not in the prison. And we know, like, we handle many life situation, kids, this, that. Other help many people, right? And many of them successful, Baruch HaShem, in different areas, right? But your life is not. So maybe just acknowledge, maybe you need help. No, I need help only to get out of the prison, and I'm going to figure out and this and that. Okay. Unfortunately. So just so you know, the people, even in a desperate situation, nobody is willing to help that person. Not his friends, not other family members. So my tzedakah wife and I give directions what to do, like a call to lawyers, this negotiation, that, and still this person is so stubborn. It's unbelievable, right? But of course we're never going to give up on him because he's a Jew. But just because we help him and everything, that does not mean that he is going to listen to us. I give you extreme example from my personal life. That's what's going on. That he's not going to listen to me, to my wife, to nobody. Okay. Hopefully, he's going to listen to the third party. Beezrat HaShem. Okay. What else?
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
So, next question. If we make nutrients out of electricity and chemistry, since it is not using plants or animals, it does not start as plant or animal. It is food made from chemistry similar to how fertilizers are made for plants. Is it non-kosher nutrients to eat this?
No.
If not as primary dietary source as a sports supplement or health enhancement.
No. You see, Hashem created the foods, the best supplements from foods, and it's impossible. The source must be from something, right? It's plant life, animal life, or even from chemistry, from oil, from where, right? So in oil there is not too many nutrients, the way I understand. All the nutrients from the plants, from the ground, from minerals, right? But in order to put these things together, we have to understand what else is added. And many times that if this non-kosher ingredients less than some percentage, they're not going to enlist, right? Or they call it Z2500. So what is Z2500? It's a big Zai. I don't know, something. So yeah, if you need some special supplement, yeah, take it. So I take some supplements for example, right, for specific things, but otherwise, don't count too much on the supplements. Hashem said, "I'm going to cure you," right? You continue do what you're doing, eat normal, and all of our big sages from previous generation, Rabbi Yosef HaTzaddik. He passed when he was 104, 103. Nobody knew how old is he because of the old papers. Right? They switched 107. Some people say, right? So he never took any nutrients and any all of these pills. Never ever. Right? And he lived to the old age, and he was sharp until the last day of his life. People come to 100-year-old man to ask advice. He never saw the TV, never saw a smartphone. He could advise. He could very, very precise advice, whatever they need in life, very holy, without all of the supplements. Okay, for us, we're not him. We can take supplements, but don't. What I'm trying to say, don't make the whole life depend on these things. Okay. What else?
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
So next question, question about marriage. Could it be bad when spouses are really attracted to each other and be overindulgent? Assuming not affecting the husband's Torah obligation and everything is private, is there a line that the wife is too attractive or attracting? Is being immodest or sensual in front of the husband privately considered lack of holiness?
No, it's not as you said. If it's between them, so the person, as the person described, there is no this sensuality and attractiveness and. Between them, it's a holy thing. I mean, watch the Kosher intimacy from Rabbi Shlita, and it's the best of the best. Of course, we try not to overdo it, but if, for example, if she requires or he requires that, that's absolutely normal. Absolutely normal. Okay. There is no problem. So if we have to contain it in the family, in privacy, everything we done with a class. There is no problem whatsoever.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
So in this, if the husband sees that his wife is very appealing to him and she likes to walk around a little bit immodest, not anything to be worried about, but it gets him distracted from certain things that he should not be distracted from.
Mm-hmm.
How could he speak to her without hurting her feelings, letting her know that it would be better for him not to do this, or for him not to do this, in case this is like counterproductive?
Okay, yes. So he can ask her nicely, not right now, but a little later. Like I need to concentrate. So I give you all of the compliments in the world. So because of you, I cannot concentrate because I need to do this. But with you, beauty, that's too much. Please save it for later. So I'm going to give you my all attention, but a little later, 2 hours from now, 3 hours from now. You understand? Of course, and then learn around the table. So he's not allowed to say the blessings. He's not allowed to learn Torah. He's not allowed to pray when woman is a mother. Even if she's his wife, even hair is not covered like a married woman. So I mean, she can walk like this in the house. There is no problem, but not when he's learning, right? Not when he's praying. Okay, so just with nice, with tact, with a little sense of humor. So it's like us to postpone everything to later time, and it's actually as we said, it's a prerogative of the woman to entice, if you will, these relations, right? But she cannot say it. She's not allowed to say it. Why? Because it would be vulgar or something like so that's absolutely because she's a bas melech. But when she walks like this in front of him, so if he has a little brain, he understands what needs to be done. You understand? So or she touch him in a certain way. So now he knows what to do without any words, and it's absolutely proper. Right.
Thank you very much for that.
You're welcome.
So I think that was the last question on the board. Yes. There's another question of Princess from Covert on the same topic.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any other vulgar things that's prohibited for the wife to do?
It's a very good question. Nothing that I can remember from the top of the mind, but this is the one. And we learned in one class, and two guys, younger guys, so they were shocked. Maybe it was even Perculos, I think. I don't remember exactly, but I think, we don't learn this topic. It was like, by the way, in one of the books. Maybe it was in Perculos. So, and the guys told me, so in their circle, I mean, the religious were started observing that some time ago, religious, not religious, I don't know, everybody went to college, so, and they told me, so in their circle is it's normal, and wives sometimes insist on men talking vulgar to them. I was shocked, but I think maybe it's the trend in society. But they said, no, you don't understand. It's not like they actually requested because of craziness. You understand? But besides that, I mean, I don't know any other. I mean, it's not like I cannot say from the top of my mind. Maybe something else, but we will see. Beezrat HaShem. Okay. So if no more questions, so let me do the story. Today is Thursday, so let's do the story, and then we see maybe have more questions. So we continue with our book, whatever now. 1 second. And and our topic is, it's at Parshat Truma topic, phony bill and mistaken pledge. Okay. Challenge. One Shabbos afternoon, Reuven walked down the street. So let me move the bookmark so I don't lose the place. 1 second. One Shabbos afternoon, Reuven walked down the street and was amazed to find $100 bill on a sidewalk. So this book was written 20 years ago. So you understand what we're talking. 100 on the sidewalk, all right? Since the money is muktzah on Shabbos, he could not pick up the bill. Nonetheless, he was unwilling to let the price slip out of his hands. Instead, he placed his foot over the bill and waited for the Shabbos to end so that he could pick it up. So the guy, here's the situation. The guy is walking to Mincha, Shabbos afternoon. So afternoon, when we say afternoon, it's like for some people, afternoon it's 12:30 afternoon. Afternoon we say 7 p.m. It's like before the sunset. It's always afternoon. It's not evening yet, but we say good afternoon or something, right? So the guy was walking, right? Let's say closer to Shabbos, right? And he saw the $100 bill. Money is muktzah, as we know. On Shabbos, you're not allowed to touch it. You're not allowed to move. But and plus, it's one thing. And plus, you're not allowed to carry in a public domain, right? In a car, it doesn't matter. So the guy came and stood, put his foot on the bill, and he said, "I'm going to stay here until the Shabbos ends. Maybe I pray mincha. Maybe I'm not going to pray mincha, but whatever happens." So he wanted this $100. So far so good. So the plan is absolutely kosher. There is no problem for him to step on it. That he's not moving this $100 bill. So he just want to hide it from other people. That's it. As he stood there, a local pauper, so a poor person, approached him and said, "Excuse me, sir. I know that what is under your foot. It is $100 bill. But let me just tell you that I saw it first, and I saw it this morning, but I could not spend the whole entire Shabbos waiting in one place. So I decided to leave and come back later to get it. If you take it, you will commit it a sin." Let's try to understand. So this guy is standing, and comes the poor person, and he said, "Actually, I saw it first, right, in the morning, but I did not pick it up, right? So I left it for later on, but it's mine. So since I saw it, it's mine. And if you want to take it, you're going to steal from me, which is mine." So the question is, of course, after learning so much Halachah, so we should, the logical question, is it acceptable kinyan, acquisition, the way of acquisition, if he saw it? Right? If he just saw, like, for example, two people saw, one person said, "Oh, right, I see that there is money there," and he started running, and somebody who is closer or younger or better but a sprinter, so he came first and got the money. So whose money? The first person saw it, but the second person got it. So whoever made Kenyan, picked it up, it's his. I mean, it's bottom line. But this poor person thought that just because he found first and did not do anything, that's his. Commentary, Gemara Kiddushin 59a stated that if the pauper is about to take a piece of food, right? Ani chapech bechara. So he's about to take some food, and someone else rushed to grab it first. The person is considered wicked for depriving the pauper of his livelihood. This applies not only to a pauper, to anyone who put the effort to who has the put effort to acquire something. So what does it mean? So as we learn in the laws of tzedakah, right? We're going to combine all of our knowledge, right? In the laws of tzedakah. So as soon as you promise to this poor person to give, especially if it's in your hand, as soon as you said I'm going to give you and you have it right now, it's like he got it. So he the person was handing the poor person something, and somebody came running and grabbed this piece. So technically he got it because he did the Kenyan, right? But we call him wicked person because he he stole from the pauper, because he stole, meaning it is his, even before he took it into his hands. That's the rationale why this poor person said it is mine, because I saw it and right. Continue. You cannot claim possession of something you find just looking at it. Answer Reuven, quoting the well-known Gemara from Baba Metzia. So I'm actually learning now Baba Metzia. Okay, but for a long time, it's very long, very complicated. So it's and as I told one person, it's very, very humbling. So if you the person that I learned with, so he's a top programmer. The guy, he has a company, even programmers were working for him. He's a top guy for many years, top brain, and a religious person. Of course, we learn with him, and sometimes we get stuck, and we go back and we do it again and again and again, because I told him it's very humble. Even if a person has arrogance because he can read the simple books or with the explanation, even though there is a Rashi, there is the other commentary, but even with that commentary is very tough. Like some pieces were very tough. Okay. So, but in the beginning, everything is looks good, right? So Reuven said, "You did not pick it up yet, so it is not yours." And 100%. So, in order to acquire something that is not yours, that you have to do kinyan, act of acquisition. With the animal, you have to pull. If it's a car, you have to get the key and stop driving. So, right in the house, Kenyan is you come with a tool set and you start changing the locks. You start build the fence and paint the fence. Do some some acts that show that you're an owner. Okay. Okay. So one more time. You did not pick up yet. So it's not yours. I'm going to wait here until after Shabbos so I can take the $100 big for myself. So Reuven said, no, I am here and I'm going to get it. If you want, you can come to my house tonight and I will give you $20 tzedakah instead. So Reuven said, no, the money is not yours. Just because you saw it, it's not yours. But is a good gesture, is being a nice person. If you want to come after this, I'm going to, after Shabbos, I'm going to pick it up, make acquisition, make it mine. But look, I can give you $20 in the house. Okay. Reuven waited, so listen to his story. Reuven waited there until Shabbos was over, and then bent over to pick up the bill. So exactly as he promised. Maybe he needed to go to the bathroom. I just cannot even imagine. Right? His grin turned like a frown of consternation when he saw printed in bold red letters that on the back of the bill, Ezra's print shop. Right? Ezra's print shop, meaning sometimes they print like, it's not fake money, like some kind of advertisement. And it says, Ezra print shop, we print everything except dollars. Right? So, and dollars is a high quality, of course. So he said this advertisement print shop will print everything except dollars. It was a fake bill thrown in the ground as a promotional gimmick. Okay. He garbled all the way. He grumbled all the way home, in a mood of the bitter disappointment. When he reached the front door, he found who? The pauper waiting for the $20 bill that he promised. So the pauper, this poor person, understood that he's not going to get this $100. This guy, Reuven, he's very serious, very to the point. And pauper, when he around his business, he came to Reuven's house to wait for him when he comes from with this $100, given $20 tzedakah. So far so good. Right? You want your $20? I was going to give you a compromise. I was going to give it to you as a compromise, but now I give you the entire bill. Fighting over, said Reuven, and handed the pauper the fake bill. He said, you wanted the whole bill. I told you as a compromise I'm going $20. But you know what? You won. Here's the bill and goodbye. So, all right. No way, said the pauper. You said the bill you found was yours and you promised me $20 of tzedakah instead. And he's right. I do not care if that bill was real or not. Give me the $20 you promised. And as we don't know, as from the whole class of tzedakah, if you promise to a poor person, you must give. So it's, again, situation. This guy thought it's $100. So just to get rid of this poor person, say, I give you 20, which is a good deal, right? Because he knew, right? So the poor person came from nowhere and said, I know why he's standing there, because it's $100 under food. So he knew, right? So he saw it. So he said he had some claim, right? That to this $100. I mean, some, right? Very vague, but some. Okay. So now he said, okay, I give you the whole. No. He said, this you keep. You promised me 20. Give me 20. I already accepted the 20. Who is right? Rabbi Zilberstein, Shlita, ruled that Reuven need not give $20 he promised to the pauper, since the tzedakah pledge was based on mistaken presumption, right? And that presumption of, and the Rema writes, right, that tzedakah pledge based on mistaken presumption is not binding. Yorek Daya 258.2 based on Nasir Torah 1a. So basically, if anything when that is done on a wrong presumption, it's nullified. For example, if a couple get married, right, and she was trying to hide that she's psychological issues, right, that she's taking medicine from the age of 7 years old. Let's say I'm just making up situation, right? And she was trying to hide from him, and then he found out. He can nullify the marriage. Forget about get nothing, because the marriage was done under false presumptions, right? He asked her, do they have anything that I must know? And that's what they tell all the students. Ask them. The direct. I don't know what to ask. Like, how do I know? Maybe you're actually man, that you're like they say now you're a nice pretty girl, but 2 years ago you were a guy. Right? How do I know? Right? Tell me if I need to know something about your health, this and that. Okay. So right, and we can nullify. So in this case, Reuven promised $20 of tzedakah based on assumption that he got $100. 100. Okay. Even if he had not said so explicitly, it is obvious that Reuven offered the $20 only to appease the pauper for the money that he had taken. Right? So the only reason he offered this $20, promised this $20, because to appease this person. That's it. Because I'm getting 100, I should give you something. Had Reuven realized that the money is fake, he would never have promised such a large amount. So we're talking probably in Israel, right? So like a lot of money, especially all of this, right? $20. Even today it's a lot of money. This compromise, this is comparable to the case stated Rema. So Rema is Ashkenazi authority, right? In Yorek Deya 3326, see Tas section 12. Okay, so what is the case? Directly from Shulchan Aruch. If person says, I give you 1,000 zuz to tzedakah, I'll give 1,000 zuz to tzedakah. If person was ever there, if that person was ever there, presumably that he was not, that never was, and then discovered that the person actually was there, he need not to give the money since the pledge was based on mistake. So he said, I bet you $1,000, like the person is never there, right? Or here, not bet, but bet is not good. So again, I'll give you 1,000 zuz. I give 1,000 zuz to tzedakah, so it's tzedakah specifically, if person was ever there, right? Wherever we can add the blanks, right? Fill the blanks, okay. Presumably that he was never there, okay. And then discovers that the person was actually there, right? Because he was so confident, because he's sure that person was that specific person was somewhere else, right? He need not to give money since his pledge was based on mistake. Continue. Shach to Yorek Deya 251 section 9, cited in response of Rav Eliyahu Mizrahi in section 53, explains that in all matters of tzedakah pledges, so we're talking about tzedakah, right? We must consider what was presumably the donor's intent, right? When person promised, what was his intent, even if he did not explicitly say so, right? So, but we can like based on situation, we can reconstruct what was his intent. Here too, it is fair to assume that Reuven meant to give the pauper a portion of the money he's found. That's a portion, like if I get $100, the portion is yours, okay. Had he realized that the money was fake, he never would have made this offer. So it's obvious, right? So far so good, Reuven is not obligated. Next section, what if money had been real? Had money been real, should Reuven really have given the pauper as he claims? Okay, so that's a good question. I mean, he promised, so the question, why not? Right? As we cited above, in a footnote, if someone is about to acquire something and someone else comes and grabs it first, the second person considered wicked. Kiddushin 59:8. So he's wicked, but it's his. For example, there is a last loaves of bread, right, from the store, and I'm about to pay, and the guy put it on the counter. The owner put it on the counter. I'm checking my pockets for money, right? And even I put the money, or the guy's wrapping something, right? And then somebody storms to the store. He said, "Where's this bread?" He said, "I apologize, sorry, sir. This is lucky person. He got the last loaf." And this guy grabs the loaf, so it's his, and he throws the money. He paid. It's his, right? Is he a good person? Absolutely not. He's wicked, but technically, halachically, it's his. Okay. However, Tosafos explained that this applies only when the first person is about to buy it. Okay. After having made an effort to find an object and prepared to buy it, right? It is cruel to grab out from under him. So that's what my case in with this bread. The second person could just as well to buy it elsewhere. right? However, but he's lazy and he wants what I have. However, what I was planning to buy. However, if the object is ownerless, so it's a totally different story, then one may rush to pick it up before the first person, since one has no other option to acquire it for free elsewhere, right? So if we talk about bread, so in this store they ran out of bread for whatever reason, right? But in the other store there is a lot of bread, so he could have taken money and get somewhere else. That's why we call him wicked, right? But here, money do not lay on the street. Like it's not like, okay, you take this money because you were closer or you were further, doesn't matter, and I'm going to go and search to try to find the dozen money. That's usually it's not the case, right? It's not the case. So basically, in this case, whoever rushed first, or whoever rushed and got first, he's the owner. Okay, Rashi. So we see that the situation is not exactly comparable. Rashi on this place argues that even in the case of the ownerless object, one must not grab it out underneath for the first person. Okay, I mean the situation here is a little different. So one person, he was running to the object like a talus or whatever it was, and he fell onto it. Right, so with his body, he's trying to protect this object. Right, so but it's not normal way of acquisition. So somebody who like pulled this object from under him, he's actually acquired it. That's because acceptable way of acquisition. Right, so, I mean it does not say it, but that's the way I understand it means. Right, so one more time. However, it seems that in our case that even Rashi would agree that Reuven may take the money for himself. Right, this whatever he found, because after he picked it up, since the poor person did not make any effort to acquire it. Okay, so I mean, it was no problem. So Reuven was not obligated to give this poor person anything. The Gemara Baba Metzia 9b states, if person's riding a horse, sees the ownerless object and says to his friend, "Give it to me," friend may pick it up and say, "I keep it for myself." So it's ownerless subject. The guy on a horse, he does not want to get dismantle the horse from the horse, and he said, "Please give it to me." And so somebody is on the ground. The guy can give it to him, and then this person on the horse is going to acquire, or the guy can take for himself. Say, "No, I'm going to keep it." So he's an owner. He picked it up for himself. He's an owner. The Hassam Sefer, in his Hidushim on this place, explain that restrictions of this ani hamachapech becharara does not apply in this case, since the rider made no effort to acquire the object. So meaning it's not like this guy snatched from the rider's hand, right? The guy is on a horse. He just said, "Yeah, please give it to me." That's his effort, right? So, but it's not enough to acquire. So this person who picked it up and said that he's going to keep it, it's actually he's not this wicked person. Commentary. To prove the point, he cites a Mordechai to Baba Basra 551, who rules that if a potential buyer and seller have only discussed the sale, but have not yet the final price, so just in general, right? The buyer's efforts to acquire are considered negligible, for someone else may buy it first. So yeah, they were discussing it, like he was asking about this, attributes, these characteristics of this, how it's going to, okay, can I use it outside or inside, like how long is paint is going to last, all these questions, right? But they did not discuss the price. So like whatever he did, the efforts that he put in acquiring this object is negligible, meaning what? They can the guy can come and say, "How much?" They say this much. Okay, here's money, it's mine. Yeah, but we were negotiating from the morning. Yeah, you were asking general questions. I got it. Thank you very much. All the more so in the Gemara's case, in which the rider on the horse has actually done nothing to acquire the ownerless object. Okay, so far so good. Almost done. The same may be said in our case, in which the pauper has done nothing to acquire the $100 bills. Therefore, even Rashi would agree that Reuven may take the money for himself and not obligated to share with this poor person. Of course, it's not nice, and you don't want to make him very angry. It was proper to promise him something, but that's the case. Okay. That's towards the story. And let me know if any questions, please. Just say.
Rabbi?
Yes, let's go ahead.
So the story friend says, if two are running to a ownerless item, one pushes another and grabs the item. Is this a valid acquirement?
Yes. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, the first guy can take him to court. If he, for example, he fell, he has the bruises, he can ask for compensation. Sometimes the compensation could be even more than acquired object. And there are five kind of compensation. One is for loss of employment. The guy could not work until he recovers, recuperates, they call it. For healing. For embarrassment, right? The first one that he was not able to work is actually if he lost his potential to work in future. For example, he was he was a postman, right? So he would need to walk a lot, right? Postman, and now his leg was broken, for example. And he would limp, so he would not most likely the post office is not going to keep him. Let's say most likely that since it's a government job they would give a different position. But let's say maybe it's not a good example that they would he would not get the same job, right? So the compensation goes till the rest of his life, right? I mean, working career basically, like how much he lost. And then embarrassment. So it depends who. If, for example, if some low life push some important person, so he has to pay a lot of money for embarrassment. If some important person push the homeless, so it's not much embarrassment, so it's less. Right? Then for pain, there is a separate payment for pain. And what was the fifth? It's it's loss of employment, is healing, is shame, pain. There's one more. I don't remember that, but there's one more that escaped my mind. Whatever was it, right? So if when he pushed away and the guy just fell, and for example it just was embarrassing, so maybe the court is give him even bigger compensation that this item was altogether. Understand? Because we're not allowed to do things like that. But this was a kosher acquisition, so we will split this into different cases. Okay, one is assault, and the one is acquisition. Okay. What else?
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
So our friend also says, for example, if two kids are trying to sit on their favorite chair at home, when running to it, the elder brother pushes the younger one and sits on the chair. Since he technically acquired it halachically, how should the parents judge this case?
Children cannot acquire anything. That's a different story. So children under the age of majority, they cannot be owners of anything. Right? Even for example, somebody is orphaned, right, and parents die, and they left him with money, right? So he cannot use this money. I have to assign somebody who is going to apotropos, they call him, right? Guardian that is going to use this money Beis Din, like under the supervision of Beis Din, of course, God-fearing person, and who is going to raise this kid, but he cannot own this money. He cannot sell the property. He cannot buy the property. Nothing. Okay, so it's not a good idea. I mean, it's not going to work in that specific example. But the parents must educate the children not to be like that. But on the other hand, like children, they're playing, right? And the children like to compete. Even the smaller one compete with 3 times bigger the size. I'm not sure, but somehow the little ones think, and maybe sometimes we have to have the same enthusiasm that somehow they can win, even though he's 4 years old and his sister is 9 years old. So how exactly sometimes he continue running, maybe he's going to win. I don't know. Okay.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
So, our friend says, Koloaf, if say someone broke Moshe's leg and it permanently damaged his ability to walk, and he invested some of his own money, not the permanent compensation he was owed, into an experimental treatment that ended up being successful after he already won permanent compensation. Since the compensation played no part in him regaining his walking ability, would he then still be entitled to it after he's healed?
I don't think so, because as we said today, the money was given on a false premise that the guy is never going to get healed. So that's so if he would know that this money would not be needed, so he would not do it. Because he would not pay this amount. So I guess it's they would need to open a different case, or even reopen the same case, and he should get the reimbursement. Okay.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
If one has insurance on injury/disability and actually will earn more money comparing to when he's healthy, is there a difference in his reimbursement?
So so the person was working, and somebody injured him, and now this guy that was injured is going to get more compensation of government, I don't know, some pension or something, when when he's unemployed. So the question is what? I mean, so I think it would be taken into consideration in what is it in computation, like computing how much he has to pay. So of course he's not going to get refund or something that he broke his leg and now did something that damaged. Now this other person is going to get much more money. That's a little too much. but it's going to be taken into account. Yes. Okay, very good question. But of course, there are other payments. So other payments they call knas. Knas is a penalty. So they do not apply today. So like to calculate how much is embarrassment cost, how much is pain cost, right? So we don't calculate today. It's only rabbis. They have a special smicha from Eretz Israel, and plus from another rabbi who has an unbroken chain to Moshe Rabbeinu. So that's today we don't have anybody like that. Even I had a person in my house. I think I said, and so this rabbi had through his rabbi, he was a chain to Vilna Gaon. Okay, to unbroken chain, and Vilna Gaon has straightforward to Moshe Rabbeinu. Okay. But officially there are no such people.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
So, the previous question, our friend says, is if Moshe intentionally avoided doing everything in his power to find a way to heal his leg, is it gezel?
Yes, I mean, if he had to pay compensation and he did not, it's gezel, it's stealing, yes, 100%. He called me tomorrow, I have to, in my job, they didn't pay me, this and that, all of the procrastination, we're no clowns like that. But then all of these people, and I warned them, all of them, so, I mean, somebody asked me to get involved. Right, I'm trying not to, but sometimes, employer did not pay, so I said, look, mister, you know that all of this money that you're not paying this guy cannot pay rent. Look, what are you doing to him? He work for cash, illegally, but lower than the lowest. Why are you doing that? And that guy was not a Jew, the worker, and he said, you're religious Jew, just talk to him, talk your language, because he would listen to you. He doesn't, and I mean, the guy can confirm that, I don't know, that he did not pay for a few months, 3 months, 4 months, whatever. That this poor guy, the non-Jew, was suffering. But I told the guy, I said, mister, but you understand, all this money, it's stealing. You're going to be punished. You're going to lose this money in the most horrible way. I said, you understand that? Give to the non-Jew, give him a promotion, buy him cake, buy him vodka or something, champagne, buy him something, make him holy, happy, not holy. Make him happy, don't it's against the Torah, one of the 613 commandments. You have to pay him on time. You did not pay for 3 months, 4 months. What are you, you're normal? Don't pay yourself a few months. Listen, understand? He did not pay. He paid partially, but I think bad things happened to him. It's not because I said, because it's consequences of our actions. When we try to do heal HaShem, not to pay this poor Jew, non-Jew, who work for cash, below the minimum of the government standards, and you don't pay him because you can. Okay, well,
thank you, Rabbi.
Yeah, you're welcome.
So last question on the board. This was from before the story about the issues of modesty at home between couples. So a friend says that is dressing like goyim privately for a husband considered as vulgar?
That's so we're trying to stay away from this. Yeah, it's a separate prohibition, not to go in the ways of the nations. So this vulgar talk, it's what they do, as I understand. Right, all of this dressing modestly, there is it could be provocative, but in a classy way. That's how we behave. We queens, our women are daughters of HaShem, so they don't behave like trash on the street. So trash on the street is trash on the street, but she's a queen, and so he must be. Understand? So, but otherwise, it's holy of the holy, right? Of course, we have to work on our mind, when we come to this event. But again, the answer: don't be like people on the street, right? Because it's contagious. So with the dress comes the attitude, and as we said in one video, long time ago, they have to dress modestly for men. Absolutely. So we said that modestly not only for women, it's for men, because your inside, right, is reflected with to the outside, right? So if you inside you modest, so you're going to dress modest. And on the other hand, you start dressing modestly, and your modest clothing is going to affect your inside. It's guaranteed. Like, of course, there is exception. There are clowns, there are pretenders, of course, but for majority of the cases, normal people, that's how it works. Our appearance affect our neshama for sure. Right, so if we're going to dress like them, so to continue the life, so maybe we would like other things like them to do, and we would try to stay away. Right.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
So on this issue of enticing the other party in a permissible way, if one of the parties from the marriage, if one of the two parties are Baal Tshuva from Gilui Arayot, from a very, very deep level of it, shouldn't they be both very concerning and very careful about being, getting too much into the things of sensuality, especially because, Robert Rubin Shlita sometimes use this term of a damaged imagination, people that get too much into these things. So I was wondering, should they be more careful with these things rather than getting too much into it?
I mean, all of the things you see, the beauty of Judaism, we can do everything in a kosher way, and there is intimacy between man and wife. It's the holiest of the holy. So of course we have to be careful, right? Careful to do it in a holy way. But you're not obligated to limit yourself. Just do differently, and not like there's animals on the street or something. Like do differently. Right, so in a holy way, there is no problem whatsoever. Right, of course, we have to many people come to this relationship with a baggage, whatever they from the previous life. So try to get rid of it. Like when you come home, right, and you're from the muddy street, you don't like walk with these shoes in your parquet floor or something, right? You try to wipe them or leave them on a rug, and they walk in slippers or something. Like don't walk with the shoe. Don't bring it in your life in your house. Try to wash them. Try to get rid of them the best you can, and develop some disgust to what was before, right? And bring it to the totally different level. And then it's holy, absolutely.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
So on this topic, our friend says, on the topic of a wife who is too enticing, is this the purpose of the first year of marriage and the mitzvah to satiate one's wife without full attention, without going to work or business?
It's actually it's her prerogative. That's what he signed. So when she's is in need, right? When she wants, it's actually it's an enjoyment that person signed up for, right? So that's only normal. It's only if it's only first year, it's very sad situation. If it continues past the first year, that's amazing. To keep the fire going, that's amazing. Understand? Because some people, they overdo it and they cannot stand each other after 6 months, after 1 year, 2 years. They're making jokes. Of course, we try to find. I said, please stop it. The jokes are not for public, maybe, right? Because they are too tired of each other. Okay, so of course the wives must do with the class, and he or she somebody needs these relationships more often. So, but they have to remember that if they oversatiate, they're going to create this thing that's like disgust. You understand? So that's also have to be kept in mind. But of course, this period, this what is it? The cycle, a woman's cycle, that's the biggest blessing that we have in family purity. Right? That 2 weeks, 15 days, whatever. Like she's not available, and then that's amazing, and that everything starts again. Right?
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
So next question, to the left. if one has items from his grandparents that passed away, should one sell it in order to get money to give tzedakah in his grandparents' chut, since the only reason he keeps them is for sentimental value?
I think the way I see it, don't do it. Don't do it because as we said today about tzedakah, so our sages, if it's something was not clear, they would try to put themselves and in the place of that person and think like from his perspective what he would actually wanted to do. And this approach is actually used many times with the will. When somebody passes away, there is nobody to ask, and there is not enough information. So they try to do the Torah thinking, the psychology, to understand what would a person like think. Like they would ask a million and a half questions, and in my mind, just listen to these few details about this thing. So since it's sentimental value, so this the grandparents would love a person to keep this thing and not to sell it and not to give tzedakah. So in this case, it would be for their benefit, right? To make these grandparents happy in in heaven, and not to sell it. Understand?
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
So I think that was the last question. Yes.
Okay, very good. Very good, Baruch HaShem. So thank you very much for learning with us. And we have very successful week. We did overtime with many very interesting questions. And I learned, I don't know about you, but I learned a lot from these questions and from other things that we learned. Of course, even though even if I cover some things, but from when we do it again in this class, specific class, I start thinking like from different perspectives with the question. It's very interesting. So it's never get tiring. Baruch HaShem. And I think I have to look at the schedule. I think we're going to start learning, start a little later. I would say 10 minutes later, because all of this, as Baruch HaShem, we're blessed with this small group that everybody is very organized. So I don't want to move too much, because all I need 10 minutes to get ready to the class. So I come from Marif, and I have 10 minutes, and that's it. And it's enough for me, basically. Even if we start a little later, 10 minutes is safe time. All right. So I wish everybody good Shabbos until next week, and I'm going to let you know. I didn't look the schedule yet, but I think we would start Beezrat HaShem 8:10. Right. Good night and good Shabbos.